Good day, friend. I am Benjamin Franklin, a printer by trade, a philosopher by inclination, and in the summer of 1776, simply known as a rebel. I had captured lightning from the skies with a kite and built a press that printed wisdom for the common man, but nothing compared to the moment when I signed my name to our Declaration of Independence, knowing full well it might be my death warrant. We must all hang together, or we shall most assuredly hang separately, I quipped. That day we pledged our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Respect this founding, friend. It is your inheritance, hard-won and fragile. Guard it well. My work is done. The future is yours.
This is my state. I live here. My dad grew up here. My grandfather taught here. My great-grandfather ran a hotel on Fort Lauderdale Beach. This is my home, and I'm not going to let it be stolen from anyone, least of all Byron Donalds and his donors.
This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world.
Cameras on, we're going live tonight. American pride and patriot fight. The white rabbit has taken flight. Knock, knock, sleepy Neo, this is for real. We're swallowing red pills left and right. Come and overdose with us Tuesday night. They say we're crazy, say we've gone too far, but we're just truth seekers under the dome. Don't be mad at us, Google Chrome. They laugh, they mock, they think we're insane. Just use your effing brain. This is the UPC where real Americans are standing up, taking control of the matrix we keep dying for. You don't like it, you can leave. If you wanna complain, call the damn 6 screens, cause we're already detached from deep state machines. They say we're crazy, they say I've gone too far, ready to drown us with feathers and tar. If you're still in our country, we haven't gone far enough. They love to hate us, thinking we've gone insane, but we could care less. They don't know our pain. This is the UPC where real Americans are standing up, taking control of the matrix we keep dying for. You don't like it, you can leave. If you wanna complain, call the damn 6 screens, cause we're already detached from deep state machines. This is who we are, we bleed red, white, and blue. We're never gonna stop Trinity. This ain't no place for sensitivity, not even worried about our credibility. When it's all in flames, don't call me to light the flare. Don't call me to light the flare, because no one is coming to save us, Jesus Christ. Don't call me to light the flare. But if I say Christ is king, oops, I'm anti-Semitic too. This is the UPC where real Americans are standing up, taking control of the matrix we keep dying for. You don't like it, you can leave. If you wanna complain, call the damn 6 screens, cause we're already detached from deep state machines. Machines.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Jimmy.
Good evening, Ruby. How are you doing this evening?
Doing good. How are you guys? And how are you, Jimmy?
I am good. Wish some of this snow and ice would go away, but it's been hanging around for like 10 days now.
Ah, that's right. Are you like snow? Is it a lot? Like a lot of
Yeah,
snow?
we actually, we got the ice storm, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. Thank goodness we didn't lose power. We didn't lose power this time, but this storm came in early Saturday morning, and we ended up getting about 8.5 inches here, which is, unusual for us. We don't get that much snow. So, yeah, everything was shut down till about Tuesday, a little bit on Tuesday. The roads are cleared up. I went to town for the first time today. I had to come back from Charlotte for a manager's meeting with my company on Friday night, and I did not leave the house until today. So, but I had everything. But hey, that's the advantage of being a prepper, because I literally could have stayed here another 2 or 3 weeks and not gone to town. Not a problem.
Wow.
Yeah. So, so they're calling for a little bit more tomorrow, but I think it's like an inch or two. So hopefully we won't get much more. Wow, everybody's jumping on tonight.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, Bo Booth is in the house and Leonard is here. Welcome to the UPC, guys. If you haven't noticed already by the title, I haven't been online for about 2 or 3 days. I feel like I've been under a rock. I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen the news. I haven't been able to even text. Like, no internet whatsoever.
Is it because of the storm?
No, I'm in Florida. It's like 40 degrees.
Oh.
Yeah. But my cord to the modem of my Wi-Fi broke. So I had to wait until I was able to get a new cord. And I just got one literally today. Thank God. Because if I didn't have the cord, I called Jimmy early. Oh, no, did you call me? No, I had to text Jimmy and tell him, you're going to stream without me because I don't have a cord and I don't know when I'm going to get one. So I don't know what's going on. I feel lost. I feel helpless. I don't even know how to think right now. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to need you guys more than ever in the chat and on stage. If anything happened this week or over the weekend, and I know some things did because Jimmy said he has a lot of stuff that he wants to bring up tonight, which I have been hesitating or beating around. Like, I don't want to subject. Yeah. I don't know. Jimmy says he has something in store, so I don't know.
Yeah, I told Ruby before we came on air tonight that we were going to discuss some things this evening that she has not been really wanting to address. And I'm going to go ahead and warn you guys before we start this evening that there will be some things that you're going to hear tonight that you're not going to like. You're going to think it's being made up. It's going to make you sick to your stomach. But I've prepared myself for this stuff because I went through all this back in 2020 and learned all this information. So what we're going to do tonight to give you all the outline for this evening, we're going to go ahead and do the news blast first, only because to get Ruby caught back up on the week. And then, of course, if there's anything in the news blast that I share with you guys, we can talk about that real quick. I'm going to try to get through it in like 30 minutes. From what I see, our haters, when they watch the show, they say, oh, I can only get through 30 minutes of that show. So if you're going to watch the 30 minutes of our show, it's going to be the news blast tonight. And then you can go turn your thing off and go watch something else, because we are going to share some information tonight that it's going to be a difficult pill for folks to swallow. I'll just say that first off. But go ahead, Bo. You got anything to say, Bo?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have lots of things to talk about, but I'm going to wait till your news blast, though, because the file drop, 3 million records?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
there's a
Lord.
lot going on, and there's a lot of exposure.
Oh yeah.
Ruby, you know how you were asking me about doing a slideshow
Mm-hmm.
for you guys? I
Mm-hmm.
actually started doing it, and I
Cool.
started having massive electronic issues.
Really?
Already.
Yeah, and people already talked about it, and I was like, I knew it was gonna happen, but I got through that, and I've actually started it, and I actually got more through it, and every day there's more stuff going on, and I'm like, okay, I just gotta keep it to a certain level, and then with what the drop just went down, which you don't know about, so many people have come out talking about that subject, and it's exploded,
Yep.
absolutely exploded, which I I was honestly surprised.
Yeah.
Really. So
Yeah, because
before we
it's not
dive in,
just yeah.
yikes. So
We're
okay. Before we dive in, yeah, I feel it already. I hate this. But before we do that, Leonard, welcome to the stage. Anything you want to share before we get down to it? Go ahead.
Uh, yeah, I just want to say that good to be here tonight. I'm glad to see all of you tonight, and it's been a little shaky personally. Besides the snow that I have, really I've enjoyed. But
Mm-hmm.
my my great aunt, she wasn't doing so. She wasn't doing so well. She caught the flu and she wasn't responsive, and her diabetes was going up and down, and they couldn't find what was wrong with her, and they had to rush her to the emergency room and get her in stable condition. But thank God she's better. She's a whole lot better
Okay.
than what she
Oh my
was.
God.
So
Okay. Good.
I just thank God they didn't go the way that I thought it was going to
Yeah.
go. So being snowed in, that was kind of on my mind too. And I'm just glad, everything is working out for the better. And over the weekend, can y'all see that? I got a composition
Yes.
and I put the Unrelenting Political Corner on it. I decided
That's
to go back to
cool.
school. Yeah, I decided
Oh,
to go back to
that's so
school without
cool.
a channel. So,
That's nice.
and
That's cool. That's cool, man. We appreciate
It's very
that.
cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
and I said on the last live that we had that I wanted
Mhm.
to talk about some things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I wanted to talk about the Constitution of the United States. The Bill of Rights,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to I wanted to get you all's opinion and the people in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to just talk about that when we get to it, because I know
Yeah.
Jimmy. He said that he has a lot to talk about, so I don't want to just enforce myself on that.
I tell you what, Leonard, this is what we'll do. We'll make a spot for you next week. Give you about a 30 to 45-minute slot if it's okay with Ruby.
Okay.
Give you about a 30, 45-minute slot to basically present what you want to present, and then we can go from there. Will that be good? Will that be all right?
That sounds good with me, because I want to just read each amendment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just
I love it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can,
and I want to hear what, as I said, I want to hear what you guys and everyone in the chat has to say about it, because the way I see it is that, and I hope this doesn't backfire and comes back.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Constitution is kind of hypocritical in
Really?
this area.
Wow. Okay.
Well, hey, I tell you what, Leonard. Let's pick up on that next week. Okay, let's keep that
Okay.
thought that you just had. Let's go ahead and get tonight's ball rolling. But I definitely want to give you that time, because
Yes.
that's what we really want folks to be comfortable doing on this show. You know,
Mhm.
if you've got a subject that you want to talk about and you want to share, you know, yeah, we will make time for you to do that. So
Right.
like we got something coming up with Bo that he's going to present. Now we'll have
Okay.
something
Yeah.
with Leonard that he'll present. So that just keeps the show fluid and moving along when folks like are participating. So we really do appreciate that.
You're more
Thank
than
you,
welcome.
Leonard.
All
Aw,
right.
thank you, Leonard. And I'm glad your aunt is doing better. Thanks for joining.
Yes.
Woo.
Yeah. Okay, Jimmy, go ahead. The
All
floor is yours.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the news blast. We did it last week, but we just really ran through it at the end. So let's go ahead and do this. Take about 10-15 minutes. Hopefully I'll be done in that time. If you hear anything that strikes your interest, write it down in the notebook like Leonard has and go do some research on it. After I'm done with each day, we'll go to the comment section to see if you guys have said anything about that particular day. And to the comment section, to those on the live chat, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for keeping the chat on fire. We love it. Police it for us. Make sure that there's no idiots causing problems in our live chat, and we will be fine. So I appreciate. I appreciate.
I don't have a problem. Oh,
Well,
I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to cut you off.
What'd you say?
If there's anybody that is causing problems on the channel, I don't have a problem with telling them a thing or two. Trust me.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate that, Leonard. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the Enoch News Blast. We will start with Wednesday of last week, and we will go through the weekend because we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. So, all right, Wednesday. Trump warns Iran time is running out for a nuclear deal as U.S. military builds up in Gulf. I will go ahead and tell you guys right now that I put a post out on my X feed about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago that said, be prepared. You're going to see some crap happen in Iran, and you're going to see some stuff happen in Cuba. And I think it might happen here pretty quickly within the next month or so. Or two. So we'll see what's going on. But anyway, so I just want to mention that. Venezuelans police military pledge loyalty to interim President Rodriguez. 2 Border Patrol agents who fired guns at Alex Preddy, fatal shooting, put on leave. Didn't hear much about Preddy this week, did we? It just kind of disappeared like every freaking story that pops off. Driver faces hate crime charge after crashing into Chabad Jewish Center in New York. Former Colorado State Senator Sonia Lewis convicted of attempt to influence a public figure and forgery. Saw that one. Deutsche Bank raided in money laundering probe in Germany. Elon Musk says Tesla will stop producing its S and X models as it shifts to making robots. Wonderful. Video shows Alex Preddy in scuffle with federal agents 11 days before his death. Did you see that, Ruby? Yeah, there was a video that came out that was 11 days before the incident actually happened. And it showed him spitting on the vehicle, being belligerent, being a crazy protester, whatever you want to call him. And he actually kicked the back of the car and knocked the tail light out.
Okay. I think I did. I don't. So that was Alex.
Yeah.
Pretty.
That's the guy who got shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It was 11 days before. So once that video came out, I think the media realized, oh yeah, we can't push the whole he's just an innocent bystander story. They couldn't push that narrative anymore, so it kind of died out last week after that video came out. So Trump among those outraged by Bill Belichick's Hall of Fame snub. The SAVE Act has been modified to include voter ID. That's one thing we do need to talk about later is the SAVE Act and what is in that.
Yeah.
So might need to write that down. I'll put a star beside it. Banana and rice girl arrested.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know.
Officers. What the?
Yeah.
What is that? Ruby?
That was the Somalian. I don't know what to call her, but she was doing like a little press conference and she was trying to describe what had happened to her. I guess she was assaulted or something. Okay. And she kept saying that like she kept referring to how confusing this was to bananas and rice. So I guess that's what Somalians eat or something. I don't know, but she kept making that reference to banana and rice and it just went viral because she kept saying it over and over. So I don't know, but I did see that clip.
Okay. Wow, I'll have to look at that. Okay. FBI, this is important. FBI executes search warrant at Fulton County Elections Office.
Oh, yeah.
That is huge news.
In Georgia? Was in Georgia?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's going to go back to the 2020 election.
Right.
And it's kind of funny. The narrative that is changing on that whole 2020 election, the narrative is changing.
Right.
People are waking up to that one. All right, one more for Trump names Colin McDonald as Assistant Attorney General for fraud enforcement. I don't know much about this gentleman, so I'm going to have to look him up and see what he's all about. So, all right, so that was Wednesday. Any comments in the chat from Wednesday? In the panel, you guys want to say anything about Wednesday?
I just have a question. The guy who was shot and killed, was he intentionally trying to start havoc and confusion?
Yeah,
he just.
Yeah, he's a paid guy. He was paid to do the stuff he was doing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he was just.
He's an Antifa member.
Gotcha. Because those Antifa people, you give them a nickel, they'll take a mile. So
yeah, intention. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, exactly. From the chat, Steen says that the woman, the Somalian, faked an injury and had band-aids on her head, then was arrested for fraud and had no cuts. So that's what she was claiming. She was claiming that she was hurt, I guess. And then it looks like, she got arrested later on. I don't know about that, so I'm going to have to look that up. I didn't see anything about whatever happened to her. But yeah, that was the banana and rice comment.
I'm going to have to look into this banana and rice. I'm going to put it in my notes.
Yeah, it went viral, the whole phrase. Oh, and sorry, really quickly, the Dallas noticed the Nightbot. So I connected. Yeah, so that is a bot that for every 5 minutes it'll put Jimmy's page, his X page, and YouTube so that people can click on it if you want to follow him or subscribe to him. And then I also did one for myself and then for the UPC Facebook. But now I'm realizing how annoying that might be. So I am going to change the time limit because I put every 5 minutes thinking that would work, but it does look annoying. So I'm sorry, I'll change that. But I just wanted to put something there so that people can follow us if you need to find us. So if you're watching in the future, it's just a bot. It's not like a real person.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll probably change it about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. Sorry, guys.
I keep seeing this Nightbot, and I'm like, what is this Nightbot thing? So
I like the little character that was cute.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all want to see a joke or a very poor taste thing I saw this week? A
What was
meme I
it?
saw. Okay, y'all remember the chick, or I guess it was a chick. Might have been a dude. I think I saw another video that said it was a dude. But the person that grabbed the flashbang and
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
okay, you remember that? Okay,
Yep.
so all right, this is funny. So don't get offended at it, people. Okay, so
They're gonna get offended no matter what. So just
yeah.
go
So
ahead.
so you know the game rock paper scissors, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Rock. This is rock. This is paper.
Yeah.
This is scissors.
Yeah.
This is flashbang.
Oh wow, Jimmy. Wow.
That's a man joke. That's a man joke right
Yeah. That's a bad one.
there. Your mom is like, no, we're not teaching
No,
kids this.
That's messed
That's
up.
funny.
Right.
Look, sometimes you just have to laugh at what we see going on in this world today.
I heard one, Jimmy. You want me to tell you one?
Yeah,
I
go
heard
for it.
one on the internet.
Go for it.
I guess it's like a meme that people are saying, how is ICE doing? Pretty good.
Definitely have some cold water.
You know what? I love some good comedy. And
Right.
and what's happened over the last 20, 25 years, you can't have good comedy out there because everybody gets offended over every freaking little thing. But hey,
Yeah.
I grew up on Eddie Murphy, Andrew Dice Clay, Fred Sanford, those guys.
Saturday Night
Mhm.
Live, in
Archie
Living Color,
Bunker.
Yeah. So, yeah.
the Chappelle Show. Oh
Yeah, I
my
love
gosh!
it.
Can you imagine
Exactly.
if they
And
played
it's
that
pretty
now?
messed up. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Have you seen this? Have you seen the little skit where he's on the airplane and he has asked what he wants for dinner? That has choices. He can either get chicken or the fish. Have you seen that one?
No.
I probably have, but I don't
Oh
remember.
my God. It is funny. So look it up. Chappelle Show, chicken and fish skit. It's hilarious. I found
I
it
like
funny.
the one where he's the president
Yeah.
and he talks to these countries like, oh yeah, for all you countries that don't have any military, well, guess what? You could shut up.
Yeah.
I like that so good. He's like, well, guess what? You don't have a military, so you can just shut up. I love that.
So, all right. So let's continue on. We go into Thursday. Trump threatens tariffs on countries selling oil to Cuba, declaring national emergency. Man allegedly tried to break Luigi Mangione out of jail by impersonating an FBI agent.
Yep. Trump
sues IRS and Treasury for $10 billion over leaked tax information.
Beautiful.
Yep. Tom Human says CBP ICE working on drawdown plan in Minnesota, but says I'm staying till the problem is gone. Trump threatens tariffs on. He threatens tariffs on. Never mind. That was a reprint of the first one. Melania Trump documentary Melania premieres at Kennedy Center. At the Kennedy Center. So I heard it's been getting good reviews.
I played the trailer last weekend. Last Tuesday. So if anybody remembers, that was the movie trailer for Melania's documentary.
And basically, it's just, showing the lead up to the inauguration, like 20 days before the inauguration and all the stuff that they were doing to get that ready to get off the ground. So I haven't seen it yet. I've heard good reviews about it.
Mm-hmm.
Life expectancy in the U.S. to hit a record high of 79 years. And Panama court rules Chinese control of canal ports unconstitutional. That is a good thing. We don't want the Chinese controlling the Panama Canal.
Nope.
All right. That was Thursday. Any comments on Thursday?
I'm like
Jim. Oh, go ahead, Leonard.
I'm like you, Jimmy. I don't want the Chinese controlling that part because we don't know what. We don't want nobody trying to override and throw us out.
Yep.
Nope. They can skyrocket all our prices and goods because that's where everything goes through.
Yep.
Everything goes through.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into Friday if we don't have anything in the chat. Don Lemon appears in court after being arrested over protest church. Trump taps Kevin Warsh to chair the Federal Reserve. That's another new name that I have to look up and dig on and find out about. 3 million pages of Epstein documents released on Friday. We will get into that. Silver plummets. DOJ files federal charges against man accused of attacking Republican Ilhan Omar. That crap was staged.
Oh, I saw that. Yes. Okay, everybody in the chat. Do you think that was real or staged? The attack on Ilhan Omar. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
So
it was
I haven't
so
saw
bad.
it.
yeah,
So what was that about?
The most
well,
sissiest man ever, trying to pretend to be a Trump supporter, throwing just random liquid on her, and then her acting like she's tough and fighting him. It was so pathetic.
yeah. There was actually pictures of them two together before the event.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was out there.
God.
Then what's funny though is because this guy's sitting in the front row, and she actually makes a head movement towards him right before he gets up and squirts her with what ended up being, I think it was just apple cider vinegar. Now, this is how you know this was staged and not a serious threat of any sort. Because if you're up there giving a speech and someone attacks you and they squirt something on you, you don't know what it is. So
right, you start running like
first thing she does, she goes over to look all big and bad like she's going to go attack the guy. And then she's held back or whatever, stops. And then she continues to give her damn speech. Where was the medical? Where was the bio? I mean, if it was such a no one knew what it was, why wasn't there a lockdown on that room and keep people there until they figure out what it was?
Maybe her IQ is, since it's only around 60.
Yeah, exactly.
She would know better. And just so anybody knows, it's a bad joke because they're talking about people from that country. Their average IQ here in America, we would consider to be mentally challenged.
Yeah. I agree with what Jane said. He had been in jail before and on psych meds, probably got paid to do it, and no real time in jail. Yeah. It was absolutely staged. There's no question in my mind about that.
Yeah.
All right. Freedom 250 Grand Prix of Washington, D.C. coming in August. No big deal. Actress Catherine O'Hara dies at 71. Did y'all see that one?
Oh, from Home Alone, right? The mother.
Yeah.
Home Alone.
And the guy that played Lamont on Sanford and Son, the son. I hope I'm getting that right.
Oh, really?
Damon Wilson. Wilson.
Yeah, he just died too. So that's pretty
that's sad.
Yeah. FBI now leading the investigation into the fatal shooting of Alex Preddy. LAPD arrests violent agitators after protests erupt outside federal detention center. U.S. government partially shuts down despite last-minute funding deal. And Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, announces prisoner amnesty. That's from Friday. All right. Saturday's not that, or the weekend wasn't that much, so let's go ahead and do then get this over with. Venezuela's first shipment of liquefied petroleum gas has left Venezuela bound for the U.S. Trump to close the Kennedy Center for renovations. Indonesia restores access to Elon Musk's Grok. Partial government shutdown continues. Florida issues emergency order for cold-stunned iguana removal. Poor iguanas.
Dude, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Former CNN journalist Don Lemon attends the 2026 Grammys. There was that. U.S. ambassador arrives in Venezuela to reopen diplomatic mission. Power outages hit Ukraine. Bad Bunny says ICE out during Grammy Awards acceptance speech. I don't know if this has happened yet or not, but I would not be a bit surprised if you start seeing those little profile things, the little banner things they put up for Ukraine and the vaxes and all that, saying ICE out on Facebook. I don't know if it's there yet because I'm not on Facebook, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing that.
Really quickly, Jimmy, just want to welcome a new person on the stage, Heart on a Trigger. You can unmute yourself and just let us know who you are or if you have any thoughts to share.
Oh, well, I was just going to say I'm not really on Facebook either because I got banned too many times and I'm all out of emails, but
Me too.
Oh, it's Matthew. Hi, Matthew.
Yeah, hello. Thank you. Well, yeah, I'm sure they're gonna have something about ICE soon. You know, I just got in a debate earlier with someone. They were like, ICE is really evil and ICE is really bad, and I'm like, no, they need to go further than they already are. And you know, this person and I amicably disagree on ICE, so you know, he's not. I don't want to say this person's name for privacy reasons, but this person, good friend of mine, near and dear to my heart. We amicably disagree, but you know, there's certainly a lot more crazy people out there who are not going to amicably disagree with you on ICE. So you know, you got to watch out for those people for sure. You know, the social justice warrior type individuals. Those sorts you got to watch out for sure. You know, there's certainly some on the left who are definitely willing to have a discussion and are definitely willing to open up a potential for conversation. And, you know, you just got to search those people out. You know, that's all what it's all about.
Yeah. Quick question. Are you of age to vote yet?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Are you registered?
Yeah, I am.
Very nice. May I ask if you will be getting involved? Like, are you involved? Are you very involved? You know, yeah, okay, good. Just want to make sure.
Of course. Absolutely.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to give it back to Jimmy because Jimmy has a list that he's going with us. So go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, there's only a couple things left. Trump says DHS won't respond to protests in Democratic-led cities until they ask us for help. Now, to put some clarification on that, Trump has said, yes, we will do what it needs. We will do what we need to do to protect the federal buildings. But he said, actually, you know, it is y'all's job to protect the federal buildings as well. Right. They're not, these Democratic-led cities are not going to do that. So Trump's going to have to go protect the federal buildings. He's not going to get involved with these folks unless they do ask for help, because that's part of the Constitution. These people have to ask for help because they can't. Trump, he could with some different things he could pull, but just to send troops in there willy-nilly, that doesn't look good unless it's an insurrection act. So he's wanting the people to say, hey, we need help, and then send them in. Sheriffs believe Savannah Guthrie's mother was abducted. All right. That has something to do with Epstein connection there. I just saw this come across my feed like a half hour before we came on the show, so I don't know much about this particular situation. But that is the news blast for the last 4 days or so.
Can I ask you something, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Like, so Madami, I don't know if I hear say him right, that the new mayor.
Oh yeah.
There is a thing on the Epstein files talking about how he is Epstein's child. What do you think about that?
I've heard about that.
You think it's a joke?
I
mean, I saw the photos with his mom and Epstein.
I do
together.
know. So I was listening to X22 while I was making dinner tonight, and they were talking about that there was an email, and they're saying that Epstein was being congratulated on his new baby boy. All right.
Oh, he had a secret child. I saw that headline, something like that. He had a
Yeah.
secret child.
But that was in 2011, which would only make the kid 14, 15 years old right now.
So if I'm getting this right, Elon Musk had a kid back in 2011, and now it's 14, 15 years old.
No, they're saying that Epstein had a kid.
Oh, Epstein, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, Epstein had a kid. Now,
The
as
New
far
York
as
governor.
on that one, I don't know yet. I haven't heard anything. I don't have any mid to high confidence information on that. So, but we do know that his mother was cited in the files. It's shown that she attended an after party back in 2009 that had George Soros there and a couple of other sketchy individuals as well. So, but I'm sure we'll get into that.
And I just saw that photo. So my husband just came in and said, look at this photo, like literally 2 seconds ago. And it's all of them together. Now, it makes me sick. It makes me sick. Yeah, that makes me sick because there's photos of even like Obama when he was a baby and claims about that he was groomed since infancy to become president. All of these people are apparently, allegedly groomed to become politicians when they become adults, and it's all a program.
Absolutely.
It's all sets. These elections are fake. I don't want to believe that. So I'm having a hard time. Yeah.
Well,
Because that's what I want to do with my life, actually.
yeah. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's wrap up tonight's news. Any last comments on the news itself before we go into the spicy part of the show tonight?
Oh, yes. This kidnapping of this TV. I don't even know what show she's on. Help me out, guys. What show is this woman on? I'll share my screen. You'll recognize her face, but her mother was kidnapped apparently. And there's a ransom note. So it's giving me bad vibes, honestly. Like it's kind of scary, but okay, do you know who she is?
No clue at all.
Dang.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, Savannah Guthrie.
Savannah Guthrie?
Guthrie, okay. The Today Show.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't. Savannah Guthrie. Okay. All right.
Maybe
Yes,
somebody's
please
going
let
off script and they're using the kidnapping of the mom to put her back on script.
See, I don't know why I was thinking that last name looked like something familiar, like that Virginia Giuffre or
The Today Show. Okay.
So I made a mistake there saying that was tied to Epstein because I thought the names were familiar, so I was wrong on that. So.
No. Yeah, this is completely separate. But apparently there's a ransom note that I heard of. I didn't read it. I don't know anything about this case. All I do know is that this did happen recently. But like I said, I haven't been on the internet. I literally got internet today. So I'm going to have to write that down as homework because I want to read that ransom note. I love these types of cases like murder, kidnapping, crime shows. I love this kind of stuff, but it creeps me out at the same time. I don't know why. It's a weird, I don't know what it is. I just love mystery or something like that. Maybe that's what it is. But to me, I feel like this could be fake. Honestly, I feel like it's almost borderline fake. Another distraction, like another... I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I feel it feels wrong, but I don't know. I don't.
And if it is, we'll find out soon enough because that's how this stuff usually works. We'll find out if this is a psyop or fake or whatever.
Or it has to do something with her, like if they're holding something on her head.
Yeah.
And she could be into some nasty stuff, and they got her mother. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch too many shows on. Yeah. I watch too much Chicago PD and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what's going on, but that's how it feels like to me. I think she has something to do with it, or maybe
that's what I would bet on. I think Ruby's correct. I think that they're warning the media that if you go towards Trump, will make things happen to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ritual is they have to tell you what they're doing. That's the ritual. That's the rule. That's the belief. That's what they have to do. And you got to understand, like when we look at them, we know their belief system. So a lot of people not in this audience don't know what they're doing. So for us, this is just okay. This is another stunt again. I mean, supposedly. I mean, obviously we don't know yet, but I get the
Or
same
linked to
feeling.
Epstein stuff, like
Yeah, see, that was my first thought on that, but we'll see. Hey, I'm gonna step away for just a second because I gotta warm my coffee up. So give me
Okay.
about 3 or 4 minutes, just take over, and then when we come back, we can play the little trailer for the next part of the show, I guess. Or
nice.
Yeah,
this is my first time here. Or my second time here. Sorry, my bad, Leonard.
We're glad to have you, man. We always love new folks on here. So yeah. So, but yeah, I'll be back.
I have a question for the panel. Do you guys really do think or believe that Epstein did what they said that he did, as far as the
100%. 100%.
Absolutely 100%.
Yeah. And do you guys think that he unalived himself when he was incarcerated?
No, I
Probably
get
not.
into that, but no, the evidence that just came out, they're actually showing record of the person that was watching him came out the day that supposedly he died, said that he did not die and that they took him out and they removed him. And the CIA actually went after and shut down his bank account. And all this information has been dumped with the leak. So Epstein,
or he was murdered.
If this is true, and that detention officer who did work there, and they did out his name, who he is, and I forgot what it is, like Sanchez or something like that. He is, and the CIA did put him in there, and it is in the record that he said that they came and took him away, and it was a military personnel that took him away. So, and that's why, here's another thing. I don't know how much you guys know about, embalming and things of that nature, but if you notice the photos that are in there are very grainy when they're showing him. You would not be using a grainy photo when you're taking photos like that, because that goes into the logs, and then those can be used obviously for a high profile case like this. What camera doesn't have high definition now that you would buy? Like, first off, so that's the thing that made me go, no, this is a setup, because I'm not like in that profession, but I did an apprenticeship for a little bit, and no, that's just, I mean, I know very little about the industry, but I know enough to know that was bullshit, that they wouldn't do that.
Right.
And sorry about my language.
And that's why I want to start doing different things, research and get into different things, because I want to bring on the channel on how you all feel about certain things. And after the Constitution, I'm going to go into another area of research, and I'm going to bring it to you all. And I just want to say another thing on here too. Do you all feel like that? I don't want to get the show canceled, but do y'all think that Donald Trump had a hand in it too?
Possibly. I don't know.
Have you seen the thing about his son-in-law and about the records talking about how the son-in-law, Donald Trump's daughter, is actually the one that's telling Trump what to do? This is really weird. This is in the Epstein files. Now remember, that guy is the same guy. He's a high-ranking Mason. He's the guy who bought Bethel from Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I don't really know how that fits into all that, to be honest with you, because that's weird. And it's a weird thing that they're saying. And then we have all this stuff going on with Israel right now. And then obviously it's come out that without a doubt, he works for the Mossad. Like, there's no doubt about it now. Like, especially with the drop of evidence and with everything they've done. Now it's just like, the stuff that I thought was really weird was the Russia stuff.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, can I play a clip for you guys? Because remember, last Tuesday, Gail came on the stage and she was discussing everything. And I wasn't really aware of it. And I found a clip of literally what we're talking about, especially when it comes to Jared. So I
Awesome.
want to play
Oh wow.
this clip really quick.
Why are many talking about Jared Kushner? Well, I'm sure you've seen him pop up a lot lately, and admittedly, he is an interesting guy. In Trump's first term, it was Jared Kushner who came out of nowhere and started to broker Middle East peace deals. It was Kushner who developed the Abraham Accords deal. It was Kushner who helped to set up the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem exactly 70 years on its anniversary. It was Kushner who just recently, even though he holds no official White House position, instituted a major Israel deal between nations this term. And it was Kushner who advised this administration on what could happen if Gaza was vacated and then rebuilt. And now we see he is making plans to turn Gaza into an AI-driven smart city with his Project Sunrise plan. And ironically, Kushner knew the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, since he was a child. It's just interesting how he now is in the mix of all of this, and people are noticing that all of these things are just happening rapidly. They're scratching their heads, and when you look further into Kushner, many are also finding it interesting that it was also Kushner who made history with one of the largest real estate purchases when he acquired the 666 building as his company's office. And of course, what a coincidence there, 666, right? Of course, that would just have to be one of the largest purchases in the United States, the 666 building by Jared Kushner. And then you have people making the point that his name translates into 666 with Hebrew gematria. And then, some say, well, even his height is 6'3", 6'3". So you have all of these coincidences with the number 666. You have all of these negotiations with Israel. So you already know people are going to say that this is sounding like something out of a Left Behind End Times movie. Some even jokingly say that he reminds them of the kid from The Omen, all grown up. No comment on that.
Well, isn't that wonderful?
I don't trust Kushner one bit. I don't like that.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ruby.
Thanks, Ruby.
Thank you. I saw that
Yeah,
one
you're
already.
welcome. I found that.
Good.
Oh wow, because I literally found that after you came up here last Tuesday and shared that information, and then I found this clip of somebody kind of explaining it very, very surface level, but enough for people to be like, "Whoa, this is a little suspicious. Like, what's going on?"
It's always
I
the
don't know, man.
symbolism. It's never an accident.
No, he wears a red bracelet too, which I find interesting.
Ruby, you want to go ahead and go ahead and get into our second part of the show tonight?
Yeah, let's get right into it.
Let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, guys, something happens to my StreamYard. I'm telling you, something always happens. So give me a minute while I try to figure this out. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this. Hold on. Everything went small on me. Okay, thank God. There we go.
Let's talk about Epstein, guys. Uh-oh, malfunctions.
We're back.
Yo, why does this happen? Okay, everybody's back. Welcome back, everybody. Go ahead.
All right, so everybody should know by now that more Epstein files have been dropped. And if you are a regular viewer of the show, what did I say back in November, December, when everybody was talking about the Epstein files and this and that? What did I say? I said, wait, there's going to be more stuff come out. We're not done with this story. I'm going to say it again. Just because there was a bunch of information dropped here recently, there's more coming on top of what we've already seen. And you're going to see more videos. You're going to see more pictures. That stuff will be coming out. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So now I know a lot of people and folks that I know that they're only interested in the Epstein files because they want to get Trump. They do not care about the victims. They don't care about the corruption that has been shown to be happening worldwide. They just want Trump. It's just all about Trump. And I got some little reels we're going to play this evening. We're going to go through these and talk about them as I play them. But there's so much more involved in this that it's not just about Trump. And it's funny to me that none of this was said. Nothing about this was said during the Biden residency. And when I say residency, there's going to be more information come out about that to prove that I'm not fucking crazy when I say that. So anyway, so that's coming. There's a lot of crap coming, y'all. I'm excited. Let me share my screen with you guys real quick. Hold on. This is hold on, let me do it higher. Let's share screen. Is that the share screen button? Share screen. Let's go to my X profile, share. This right here, this is me. That's me right there. Anons, chilling, enjoying a fresh bag of movie theater, buttered popcorn, waiting for the next conspiracy theory to come true. That's me, y'all. Or let's scroll down. I got another one. Where's it at? This one right here. Let's play this. Anons watching everything start to pop off. Be like,
Yep, that's what it feels like.
so the reason I wanted to share that, let me see if I can go back to where I was at. Yeah, let me go back over here. I'm going to share a lot of stuff on my page this evening for you guys. But one thing that I did put up was this right here, talking about Q. Right here. I said just one of many Q proofs about Epstein. Anons knew long before any release of files. If you notice, this Q post was posted July 2nd of 2020. It reads, possible Epstein was a puppet, not the main person or persons of interest. Financed by who or what? F, which means foreign entities. 1. Primary, gather blackmail on elected politicians, dignitaries, royalty, Hollywood influencers, Wall Street, and other financial top-level players, other high-profile industry-specific people, etc. 2. Feed an addiction, controllable, Maxwell family background, Robert Maxwell history, Intel agency wealth, class 1 to 99. Sometimes it's the people in the background that are of greater significance. So as everybody is now starting to learn about Epstein and look into this stuff, yeah, this is proof that Q was telling us about this stuff many years before all this stuff came out. So that's why I showed the two clips that we're just sitting here like, yeah, we saw this coming.
Okay, so quick question, Jimmy. This is ridiculous 101 says Trump is in the files 38,000 times though. So how would you, or what would you say if?
Okay, one, I will say that your math is wrong because
Yes.
it's not 38,000. I will say that. It's about 3,800. Now, here's the thing. If you look at the files, if we want to go, let's go straight to the Trump thing, and then we can address all the creepy, sinister, devilish crap. When the deep state players are communicating with each other, they are talking about Trump. They are talking about different ways to take Trump down, cause problems in the 2016 election, things like that. So when they're saying Trump, when they mention that goes into the figure of the 3,800 mentions in the files. Just because someone's name, and we can say this with Zohran Mamdani's mama, just because somebody's listed in these files doesn't mean they diddle kids. Let me repeat that. Just because people are mentioned in these files doesn't mean they diddle little kids. So if you're going to have the mindset that Trump is in there 3,800 times and it's all about him diddling kids, well, you got to hold that same argument for Zohran Mamdani's mama.
Right.
Did she do it too? But do you even care?
Supposedly.
Yeah, allegedly. So that's the first thing that, yeah, he's mentioned in there, but that's because they're talking about him. Now, there's some other things. Now, what the left and what the liberal media or liberals are trying to do all over TikTok is to paint Trump in a light that he did these horrible things with a 13-year-old and all that. That's what they're showing, but they're not showing the whole truth when they post this stuff. Why? Let me go to my screen. Let me go here, share screen, and I'm going to share a couple of these back to back. Let me go to my TikTok, share. And the first one I'll start with will be this one.
We just got the latest release of the Epstein.
Politicians on both.
Sorry, y'all.
Dang it. We just got the latest release of the Epstein files, and there is a lot in there that people are talking about. Except there's just one problem, and that's the people who are talking about it aren't necessarily being entirely transparent. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some pretty dangerous claims in there, such as the president sexually assaulted a 13-year-old and a bunch of other very bad things. The only problem is these come from a tip line. I'll put them here up on the screen for you to read for yourself. Just pause the video and you can scroll through them. These are the records from the anonymous tip line that people called into. The problem is people on the left are posting these screenshots as if they're definitive concrete proof, but they're not posting the whole thing. You see, the report is split into 4 categories: the name of the person leaving the complaint, what the complaint was about, the response in regards to the complaint, and if the person who did not remain anonymous had any criminal history. It just happens to be that the people on the left releasing the screenshots carve out the response and whether or not the person leaving the tip had any criminal history. And so these tips are incredibly disturbing things. They're very visceral images and they're very horrible if they're true. The problem is none of them are actually verified. And you'll see I'll play them on the screen here. There were things such as no credibility given to the source, or they called and never heard back, or they set up appointments and nothing went through with it. All the way to the person leaving this tip had to undergo 3 different psych evaluations because they were just crazy. When people take these claims that have already been disproven as unreliable and try to present them as concrete fact, it is just a disservice to the actual victims.
Okay.
I dove straight into those new Epstein files the second they dropped to see what was really hidden inside. Folks asked if I would be honest and post the bad stuff on Trump, even if it goes against my own side. So I went and looked, and I found a 3-page report from a phone-in allegation on a tip line. I found some stuff that was truly disturbing. Graphic claims that would sicken anyone who read them today. But what really stood out to me was the source of these claims came from anonymous online tips alone. There were no named witnesses and no victims identified to back up a single word of it. It was just words sent through a hotline that lets anyone say anything about anyone they want. I know that every tip gets logged in the file, but that does not make it true without real proof at all. If real evidence existed, there would have been warrants and trials under a DOJ that hates him. but none of that ever happened because there were no financial trails or victim testimony found. So I am sharing what I found, honestly, because I feel the exact same way now as I did before. Unless there is a witness, a trial, or a verdict, you simply do not have a case right now. You only have an accusation, and accusations mean nothing without the hard facts to back them up. The truth is hard, but I have a gut feeling this is just a bait and wait setup for us today. This whole thing feels like a calculated trap, so keep your eyes open and do not fall for the lies.
Yeah, it's not like we haven't seen this already.
Exactly.
I mean, they did this when they went to court, and they didn't allow them to see the woman claiming that was raped by Trump admit on national TV that the rape took place in her mind.
Yep.
You guys remember that?
Yep.
That woman is mentally ill.
Yep.
And they awarded her a huge settlement because they were not allowed to show that she went on national TV and said that it didn't take place. Like, that's the only problem with this kind of stuff. Is like, if they had stuff on Trump, they hate him more than anyone on the planet.
Exactly. They would have done something when Biden was in. This is
Biden
a joke.
would have dumped it.
You know what? And it's interesting that all these documents now everybody can download. Well, I watched an interview today with Linda Gates, who's Bill Gates' ex-wife. Now, this is fact. He ended up with a venereal disease. This is one of the reasons why she left him. And they point blank asked her that, but she wasn't going to answer it. She said, "Look, I'm happy. I've moved on with my life. I feel sorry for all the victims and the young girls. I've read the files." And then the person said, what did you do about the venereal disease? And she would not answer her. And I thought that was an inappropriate question to even ask her. But Linda Gates was very professional in the interview. And that came out. And he went to, of all people, Epstein to get antibiotics for him and his wife. So, but that's, I don't know if you ever watched Professor Naz. He has a whole thing about that. And he has pictures of the New York Post, I think, went into Epstein's apartment in New York. It looks like a vampire Gothel apartment. It's weird. And Woody Allen's in there. They had photographs of Khrushchev, not Khrushchev, what's his name? The guy from Cuba, Castro. They have Castro in a picture with Epstein. They have the Pope. They have Woody Allen was in there quite a few times. And he's got all these pictures on a table. Pope Francis.
Yeah. He actually lived in the Vatican for a year. Epstein did.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, and Hunter Biden said Trump killed Epstein.
Yeah. I want to play. I want to play two more. Go ahead, Leonard.
Hey, everyone. I jumped off before I could say anything. I'm going to go and do my homework and research, and I will see you all next week.
All right, buddy.
That's awesome, Leonard. Thank you.
Good night, Leonard. Bye. Thank you.
I love it. I love to hear it.
Take care. Take care, Leonard.
All right, so let me play two more clips. I got several that I want to share with you guys tonight, only because I think the information's got to get out there.
And I like Tom's comment just really quickly. I shared it. Tom said, unfortunately, these people are essentially untouchable. They are the 1% of the 1%. They have access to the best lawyers and best covert means to exonerate themselves if legal means don't work. And I think that's, you said that, Bo, last Tuesday too. Like, these are the same people who are keeping the system up. If they take each other out, everything's going to crumble and in the wrong way. I get that. But at the same time, even if they are involved, I don't think it even matters anymore because of how much corruption there is. And I think I've said this before, is like we have to let it fail to rebuild it, kind of like that kind of mentality. That's my opinion. I think we need to let everything fall and fail, and America needs to hurt to then rebuild itself back up, because there's no way we're gonna be able to get the truth about everything.
The reason they're jumping all this stuff on us right now is because he's getting ready. He's waiting till the next cycle comes, and then more of this stuff is going to, because what he's doing is showing you all the fraud is going on, that this has been going on, it's in the background, and they said it didn't exist, and it does exist. And then he's showing you Epstein. Epstein's being dumped now after they've been hiding it. And then after the Epstein stuff and people realize that this Epstein stuff is real, then he's going for the occult. This is all being circled around to the occult. So
yeah,
I'm just going to say that's the end goal. You guys can quote me on it if you want, but I'm telling you, attacking the occult is the goal of all this.
Yeah, I agree with Bo. That's what people have got to really understand about what's been going on here is this, and we've said it many, many times before. This isn't left versus right. This isn't Republican versus Democrat, liberal versus conservative. It's that.
Evil.
This
Evil
is
versus
good
good.
versus evil. And what we're going to show is all the evil that's been taking place. Now, if there's evil out there, that means what? That there is good out there. There's got to be a balance there. So I know a lot of people are frustrated and they have this, oh, we're so not going to be able to see justice. We're not going to see accountability. It's not going to happen, blah, 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 blah. But I don't subscribe to that because I believe that good will prevail in the end. And these people will or have face justice and accountability. Right now, there's a lot of people out there that are waking up for the first time. This past week, there's a lot of new people that are just now, what the hell are they talking about? What's going on in this world? So
I think this is like the cleanup. And that's the only reason why I do think that he was murdered. I think he was murdered was because he could have spilled the beans right there and then. And this would have all been done years ago. And I think they killed him to hide all of this, to drag this out. And I don't see the Trump administration lifting too many fingers to help out with this. And in my honest opinion, I don't see them doing enough.
Yeah, when we play our video, our feature video tonight, it's going to be a 13-minute video, and we're going to stop and comment on it. But I wanted to show all this stuff first because, and then we'll go into that only because I do believe that there's good news at the end of the road here. I really do. I do believe that this is going to be a great outcome for everybody because you're right, Ruby, in a sense, this is a cleanup operation, but I don't think in the sense that you may be thinking at the moment. I think the operation that we're actually in for the public is the exposure. We are, I'm thinking about all the exposure. So let me go here real quick. Let me play these two back to back and we'll comment on it. And then
share your screen again. You have to click share screen.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm getting it now.
Okay.
I'll make sure it showed up. Okay, cool. All right, here we go.
The left is salivating over what they think is a bombshell release from the Epstein files. According to a section of the files, it has a complaint against Donald Trump apparently forcing an underage person to perform oral sex on him. It's hilarious because that was as far as the left goes. And now they're just jerking each other off about it because they think that they're just so validated. They didn't actually take the time to look at it objectively. So if you actually look at the complaint, it was received from an anonymous tip section via email, and it was received on July of 2020. Weird. They're also forgetting that this was an anonymous tip forum. So this pretty much allowed anybody to send anything about anybody to the FBI. When the FBI tried to investigate it, there was no leads. It stopped dead in its tracks. All you dumbasses have is an anonymous tip that was sent to the FBI on July of 2020. Do you fucking think we were born yesterday? I know you guys were, because it's anything to validate your TDS. But God, use a little bit of critical thinking. Now, what the left will completely ignore is the fact that there are emails between Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, discussing Bill Gates needing a certain prescription medication for the STD he got, screwing around with all the underage girls. Those are direct email conversations, by the way. But no, this anonymous tip that led to nothing that was sent before the election, sure, totally legit.
And Donald Trump's name is all over those Epstein files. Yeah, but if you would have looked at it from a... And Donald Trump's name is all over those Epstein files. Yeah, but if you would have looked at it from a non-hate driven emotional standpoint and not had a myopic lens on thinking only about sex, you might have understood in what possible other context. See, much like the dossier and Russia collusion where they convinced you they had all this overwhelming, irrefutable evidence, it was proof that he colluded with the Russians, the beginning of the end of Trump, the nail in the coffin, and you ran with it. And it turns out they never had a single thing. See, with the Epstein files, he absolutely is. But in the context of Democrats talking to Epstein about how to bring down Donald Trump, like when he was communicating with Michael Wolff or communicating with Hakeem Jeffries and his people and communicating with Barack Obama's White House chief counsel. See, when they referenced sex, it said Trump didn't do anything, not even a massage. So you pivoted to those salacious FBI tip line files and you pulled that and posted it, but didn't write what the FBI said, that they investigated them and they had no credibility. Oddly enough, something that happened decades before that was reported by an anonymous person, not the person, right before an election. But again, if you would have looked at it simply from the context of your sick minds of sex with children, well then yeah, that explains why you're so fucking gullible. And Donald Trump.
All right, so I wanted to share those clips this evening because I wanted to get out in front of maybe some conversations that you're going to have with friends and family members, because they're going to say, oh, Donald Trump's on the fly. I mean, I had it happen this weekend. Actually, matter of fact, yesterday with my stepdaughter. I know she doesn't dig on this stuff. And the first thing she blurted out was all this stuff about what was in the tip lines. And that's why I felt like I really wanted to drive this point home tonight and bring the evidence so people can see it, so they can effectively debate or share right information with the people that have been following the wrong narrative. So there's that. That's the first part. Any comments?
Anybody has a thought? Yeah, anybody has a thought, go right ahead, unmute yourself if you want to mention something. I know the chat is on fire with the ideas that Trump was involved, or I see Fighter. I've seen your comments since day one, and I understand where you're coming from. Like she says that Trump was a Russian asset since the 80s. I agree with JG saying that it's not about, he doesn't like left versus right. It takes away from the real issue, justice for the victims. But
and that's the reason why. Okay, look, if you hate Donald Trump, I don't think anything's going to change your mind.
No.
There's not going to be anything that I can present to you that's actual factual, verifiable evidence that's going to change your mind. I'm not going to be able to do it. Okay? So if you want to believe all the stuff that the media and other outlets on social media, believe it. I don't care at this point. What I care about are the folks that actually use some critical thinking and want to learn more information and want to go down the different rabbit holes and learn like this complaint line.
Right.
Folks aren't going to dig on that. They're just going to read what was in there.
But the same way that, okay, so just to play advocate here, they're gonna say that they also have verifiable sources and information that would prove contrary. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this.
Why don't they present it?
Good point. I mean, if Fighter wants to share, thoughts or sources, go right ahead and do that. But this is why I don't play that game. I don't play that game. And I honestly just follow my gut feeling and what I feel, because there could be 1,000 people on one side, 1,000 people on the other side, and they will never come to an agreement. Like you said, they'll never believe it, whether or not you prove it, right or wrong.
There's one thing that I do remember specifically posting on Facebook that I do believe is going to come true, that children will be the ones that unite humanity. Because I think what a lot of these folks, and I'm not saying Fighter for Truth or anybody in the chat or Paige Shields or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But there are people out there that are being paid to misdirect folks from the real issue. Somebody said something in the chat a second about, this being switched from the real issue. They want everybody to focus on Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, and not pay attention to the crap that is in the files. They don't want people digging on that stuff. They just want them pigeonholed with their TDS to say it's all about Trump. So let's look and see what else is in these files. So
can I make a comment?
Yeah.
I agree with Bo. I think this is coming out again because the midterms are coming up, and they just want to stir everybody up against Trump. And number two, why all of a sudden are they releasing all the documents so everybody and their mother can go online and pull down the documents and read these phony documents? And most of the people are probably going to believe all the crap that's in it. Trump himself on Air Force One the other day said, I was never on his island.
Yep.
He says, believe what you want. And because Noah Wiley at the Grammys made some really, really crude comments about the president, saying he was on Epstein Island. And I hope Trump sues the ass off of him.
Oh, he's already said he's going after him.
I hope he does. Because you're watching the Grammy. I refused to watch them, but I watched some of the clips on some of the outfits people had on, which it was like watching a freak show. Well, anyway, I did not like all the negative comments they were saying. And here you go again. Who's paying all these rich rock demonic musicians? Who's paying them off? They don't write the scripts. They're written for them. And again, these people, like Bo said, this is a very scary elite group. And you know what they referred to today? Eyes Wide Shut. Did you ever see that movie?
Oh, yeah.
And they're saying that's what this is all about. And if you know what that's all about, then it makes a lot of sense to me. But I'm not buying anything that's coming out today because they just.
I like what you just showed there.
Pardon me?
They are all what's on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, this right here. Now this.
Who's that?
Okay, this is a screenshot that I posted on Facebook on March 27th, 2020. So yeah, we already know what the public is learning now. I put this on my Facebook page because I went to my camera roll and I found these screenshots. I wonder if I can make it bigger for you guys.
Yeah, just click. Yeah, there you go. So it's a bunch of celebrities.
You know, the girl wrote the book about the Epstein, the first girl that was the whistleblower, but she mysteriously died. They said she got hit by a bus.
The model? Are you talking about the model?
The one that was in Australia, the one that came forth. She was a handler for Epstein. Well, her mother's all of a sudden disappeared. Did you hear about that?
No, I did not. No.
Yeah, my sister called me up to tell me. I forgot the girl's name. The girl
is it Virginia?
Yes, her mother. Oh, supposedly disappeared. Now that these files are out.
All right, let me share this one with you guys real quick.
Okay, this new Epstein email is kind of crazy. Look at this. Bill Gates was planning pandemic simulations with Epstein in 2017. Yeah, did you see the part about Trump and underage girls? Yeah, those are old allegations already discredited, zero evidence. He did it. Okay, whatever. Check this out. An email refers to the founder of TMZ as a good friend who could help with media coverage. A pedo ring was controlling the narrative through media. Not that this is something new, but it's that's nice. But Trump is in the files. I thought we already settled that with the facts, but Trump is in the files. Epstein had exchanges on trans children and how to normalize it. This guy wasn't just trafficking girls. He was in talks to push gender ideology. Don't care. Trump is in the files. Epstein sent an email saying Ghislaine Maxwell's father got killed after trying to blackmail Israeli intelligence. Trump, in an email to someone, Epstein said, I represent The Rothschilds. Trump is in the files. Epstein lived in the Vatican for a while, giving design direction. Trump, he was working to overthrow Putin. Trump is in the files. He's literally in a picture with boxes containing CIA documents. Trump. Okay, there are emails about murders staged as suicides, government cover-ups, money laundering, a black market of sex trade, presidents and prime ministers all over the world, Mossad, CIA. Epstein ran at the top of global power. He had influence there. These are things to be looked at. And let's be honest, you didn't care or ask for these files when Joe Biden was president and when he had them. And now, you suddenly care about the children and the victims, and the only name that's been totally vindicated here, yet you're trying very hard to weaponize these files against is Trump. Exactly.
Wow.
That was good.
That is dead on. Dead on.
It is. I mean, there's so much stuff in these files that you're missing the boat if you're just focused on Trump. Seriously, because a lot is being. I mean, there was new names brought up this time. The owner of the New York Giants.
Yes, I read that. Yep.
Yeah, somebody that was involved. Was it somebody involved with the Patriots? I can't remember. I got a video on that one. But there's a lot of sports figures.
How are people getting the data? Is it just at a government website?
Yeah.
And they leak it like on X, so it's you could find it really easily from people who like post it. But that's a lot to go through, and this is why I do not go down those rabbit holes. It is a web of it's just too much, honestly, for me.
Well, what I'm wondering is it in like one concentrated form where you could look a name and then get all the results?
I think so. Yeah, it depends on how you find it, like a Google file or because that's how it happened last time, and I was able to download it. Like everybody was downloading it on X.
Y'all know what's funny to me is because just here, we had what, back in the summertime, didn't we have the survivors that were out in the, okay, let me do this the right way. At the time, they were known as being the survivors of the Epstein situation, and they were protesting for the release of the Epstein files. Remember that happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do y'all know what happened yesterday with these folks?
Oh, aren't they mad about it?
They are now upset about it, and they got their lawyers petitioning the government to try to remove the Epstein files that have just been released, have them eliminated from public view.
Why?
I did see one of them do this, and it did make sense to me. I was like, wait a minute. So you wanted this to happen, but now you're saying that it's violating your rights when it did. Well, first off, none of that makes any sense. Like,
so
maybe their privacy, like, does it have names and
well, their names were on it. Yeah, they were complaining that their names were not redacted.
Right, and don't forget, if you are a victim of sexual you don't want to relive this again. Maybe this is how they feel. They probably don't want to go down this again and relive all this nightmare that they've been through. That's just my opinion, as far as the victims go. Because I wouldn't want to hash that again if I was.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to me. I agree with that, but it doesn't make sense to me why they would be out last summer protesting to have the files released.
Right, you can't have it both ways.
Well, they probably gave up.
Well, or maybe they wanted it, and then they seen what happened to people that talked about it. They get hit by cars and killed, and then they changed their mind. That's kind of what I'm thinking, in my opinion.
They could have been threatened.
Yeah, it just looks to me to be something like, where they were all screaming, not just the survivors, but, politicians screaming for these Epstein files to come out. Now Trump basically said, fine, here we go. And they've been released, and they are not liking it one bit.
Well, because it backfired really bad.
Oh, it totally backfired.
It completely backfired, and now their narrative is destroyed, and now their evidence is everywhere, and now they have no way of cleaning it up. I mean, the stuff with with Epstein associated with Bill Gates is probably the worst. Because
Oh,
if that's true and those two jackasses engineered that supposed virus, if it's true, well, that's the largest cases of murder almost in world history.
yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because if that is true, and then I mean, there's no way to conflict if what is really killed you or not. Because we know that hospital records were not keeping track correctly because of the getting paid for it and all that other stuff. But I mean, the fact that so many people did die from it, like now here's the thing. Now think about what we just been talking about. Now think about they were talking about the connection of Russia too, and Russia wanted him, right? Remember how Russia was saying, "Oh, give it to me, and I'm going to charge him," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, we're doing it." Now I'm like, "No, they probably wanted him because they're probably involved with it too, based on those records." And that's the
That's
part
what I'm
that
saying. It's so
I'm like,
corrupt that even
yeah,
if we
I'm
got
like,
the truth, how are they ever going to get to the bottom of it? Everybody's in on it.
Ruby, I just looked it up. Virginia Defray's mother was, she is among the missing, and they're calling it a crime. So if you can Google it, yeah. So I find that interesting that this is happening now.
Well, let's dive a little deeper into some of the stuff that was released. And let me go to my TikTok. And let me play this one right here. I think this is the one I want to play.
New names in the latest Epstein files. Steve Tisch, one of the most notable names to surface in the latest release. Co-owner of the New York Giants, NFL.
Wow.
His name reportedly appears hundreds of times in the documents. Mira Nair. The files include an email referencing acclaimed filmmaker, mother of New York politician Zohran Mamdani, connected to a 2009 after-party that involved Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell. Howard Lutnick, U.S. Commerce Secretary, now appears in documents showing he planned a visit to Epstein's private island, a detail that contrasts with past statements about avoiding Epstein. Casey Wasserman, the chairman of the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics Organizing Committee, is named in the newly released Epstein files as part of a set of personal email exchanges with Ghislaine Maxwell from 2003 while he was married. Miroslav Lajčák, a senior Slovak diplomat, former Minister of Foreign Affairs and former President of the UN General Assembly. The documents show extended correspondence with Epstein and associates between 2017 and 2019, including discussions about political influence and regional projects. New names.
Okay, that's not, but that just shows you how extensive this thing is. This is the one I wanted to play right here. Okay, buckle up, folks, because it's about ready to get really real.
Oh,
no. Described several infants being killed and their intestines removed, as well as other acts of cannibalism. Blank also stated that former United States President George H.W. Bush was engaged in a sex act with an unknown male black.
Gross.
So this could be one of the most disturbing new drops from the Epstein file release. This is essentially a tip that was turned into the FBI, I believe, in 2019, August 2019. Basically, this is like the rundown of an interview with an alleged victim of Epstein's who wanted to come forward with what happened to them. And this story is incredibly disturbing. Blank stated that he first met Epstein at approximately age 4 while at the blank East Greenwich, Rhode Island. Then he said his family members of the blank stated at the time he was raped, sodomized by his great uncle, and that Epstein was there but didn't touch him. He goes on to say that Epstein spoke to him after he was raped by his great uncle, but he didn't know who Epstein was until way later in 2016. But he continues. Blank further stated in sum and substance that while on a large luxury ship that sailed out of the Newport Beach show in Newport, Rhode Island, September blank at approximately 8 years of age, he, blank, was subjected to some type of medical exam on the yacht by unknown doctor while his great uncle and family members were present. Blank went on to describe a bizarre event in which blank inserted a tape measure in his rectum. Blank stated subsequent to the exam, he was then raped, sodomized by Epstein, as well as former United States President Bill J. Clinton, while in a heavy drug-induced state. Blank also stated that the bottoms of his feet and back were slashed. Black further stated also during the said yacht trip, multiple unknown male blacks or black people were engaged in sex acts with unknown female whites who had their backs slashed and were bleeding. Blank also described several infants being killed and their intestines removed, as well as other acts of cannibalism. Blank also stated that
That's
former
gross.
U.S. President George H.W. Bush was engaged in a sex act with an unknown male black. Former United States Secretary of State Henry Kissinger and businessman George Soros were present on the same yacht while all of the aforementioned acts of violence were occurring. Blank was then asked if he had any injuries or scars as evidence, to which Blank responded, "On my anus." The victim then provided a handwritten list of his family and extended family members and suggested they talk to them. He also stated that his great uncle is in possession of video evidence of his crimes against Blank, as well as several snuff films that Blank had watched in the presence of his great uncle. So in this one tip alone, we've got multiple former U.S. presidents named, multiple high-profile government figures, allegations of a yacht party, which I don't find to be unrealistic, more allegations of medical experiments done on victims, which Epstein was obviously fond of, violence, potential murder, snuff films. And this isn't the first time we've heard these allegations in relation to Epstein. However, we're seeing more and more of them now, and I think people are starting to wake up to the fact that this might not be a joke anymore. Blank.
All right, and then there's this one here, and then we'll discuss these ones. Yeah, hang on a second.
But this is just a tip, like he said. This is just an allegation.
No, that was
Doesn't mean that
verified.
it's true.
That was an interview with one of the victims.
Report.
Yeah, that one was legit. That wasn't a tip like the ones that I was showing earlier. Those were tips on that hotline. Well, they had a tip, but they actually interviewed the guy, and that's what he said in his interview.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a police report. You could tell by the way it's wording, the way it talks. It was a police report.
Yeah. So let's see here. Then there's this. Okay. I'm just alleged. Yeah. Just there's this.
Are you playing something, Jimmy? You have to
Yeah.
share the screen. Okay, so if it's on a different tab, you have to click
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
There you go.
My bad. Hold on.
We forgive you.
My bad. I apologize. Okay, hang on. Sorry, guys. Hold on. My
Just
bad.
click share this tab instead.
Yeah, I see now. My bad. All right, let's go to X. Share. I apologize.
That's okay.
This one's in Thailand.
Been to Thailand before.
Have you?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. What comes with the island? There's a small villa there. You could practically build this. They're building things. Yeah, there's
Do the islands come with the children, or the children?
This island does have a small school. There are children.
Okay, so I don't know if that's.
Yeah.
What countries are near to abduct them from?
Cambodia, Thailand.
What?
Yeah, no.
Philippines.
The Philippines.
Of course.
The Filipinos, if they're not being a nurse, they're being your nurse. Okay,
So true.
Yeah. So
What age ranges?
Below 10, I don't really.
All right. There's that.
What is that?
I will share this
Hang
with
on.
you, Chuck.
Listen up! What's my name?
1 hour later. I will share this with you, Chuck.
Listen up! What's my
Well, I don't
what's my
know.
name?
That's awful.
1 hour later, WikiLeaks starts dropping my emails.
You think you're hot shit, don't you?
Just get lost into the public. One could say that those things might not have been a coincidence. Who you can see advertised, by the way, on this Comet Ping Pong poster.
What's my name?
And if you don't know who John Podesta is, absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
My other name, what do you call me? I am your father!
2 days later, the FBI contacted me, and the first thing the agent said to me was, I don't know if you're aware, but your email account might have been hacked. I said yes.
know?
Yeah, I said yes.
From now on, you will call me your father. You're shut!
Just get lost. I was aware of that.
Aware that you had been hacked.
I think
So I'm gonna go ahead and stop that there because it does get a little bit worse. But you can go over to my X feed. Nightbot is sharing the link, and you can check that out. I'm telling you, the pictures you saw on the other one, where I was talking about that interview with that survivor, the pictures that were there, that is tame compared to what I've seen. The audio that was played on the Podesta file, again, tame from what I've seen. So when I tell you folks that this is so evil, this is so corrupt, it's satanic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a joke. I'm not being a conspiracy theorist when I say this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's real.
But why are they still walking? Honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
like,
that's
why
where.
is it?
Okay, so let's go ahead. What time is it? It's 10:42. So we have shared. Let's talk. Let's just recap what we've seen so far.
Wait a minute, Jimmy. Invite Kathy O'Brien on. She'll give you firsthand.
I know. I texted her.
Have her come on the show, and
Yeah,
she'll give you firsthand of what the Bushes did,
Yep.
Ford, and everybody else, what they did to her as a little girl.
I sent her a text this week and have not heard back from her yet. So
I'll see if I can try and get in touch with her.
for you folks that don't know who Kathy O'Brien is, I did have this. Man, I really do enjoy sharing my screen with you. Once I figured out how to do it. And yes, I was watching that video all by myself earlier. So
I can't watch it.
All right, hang on. Let me find this one on Kathy O'Brien. Let me get out of here. I'm pretty sure I posted it. Let's see, where is it at? That's the one we're going to watch here in a second.
These people should not even be breathing, to be honest.
Exactly.
So why is it that we could get criminals in the homeland, but we can't get criminals with video evidence, pictures, testimony? Like what am I missing?
You're missing. Share this tab instead. Where did I? Hang on a second. I'll answer that. I'm looking for this Kathy. I know I texted. Anyway, sorry. Look up Kathy O'Brien, guys. I can't find it. I know it's on my phone. Oh, hang on. I know it's on my phone because I texted it to her. Let me see where it's at.
Tom says Kathy O'Brien and Anik Lucas, SRA victims.
Yes. Satanic ritual abuse victims.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
All right, it was on X. Okay, so I have it here. So let's see if that'll play.
She wrote 2 books too.
Okay.
All right, it was on X. Okay, so.
Stripped his clothes and turned loose in the woods. I was then hunted by George Bush, Dick Cheney, and Bill Clinton, among others. But they were the main ones. I do not believe that it was necessary for them to have subjected me to this form of trauma. There were so many other traumas going on at the time. My mind was already prime conditioned for mind control program. So I really don't understand it, except for the fact that they found great pleasure in this form of human hunting. And they took it from particular military maneuvers. And
Which base we're talking about when you was recalling the situation when Clinton was president and Mr. Bush? Which airspace?
There's a little place called Lampy, Missouri, that's just across the Arkansas line. Bill Clinton was governor of Arkansas at that time, and his whole corporation that was Mena, Arkansas was the main hub for, was bringing cocaine into this CIA compound. And this particular Swiss villa, as they called it, amphitheater in Lampy, Missouri, was actually a CIA compound out in the woods, military fencing all around it, and mind control training center where there was high-tech equipment was in one building. There were offices in another. There were little Swiss-style villas or houses where
So
different
anyway, I just want to give you guys.
military, CIA,
Let me stop that.
politics would
Oh Lord. Okay. Yeah. I'll put that back on X. But Kathy O'Brien, if you don't know her, go look at her story. I have talked with her personally, and I'm hoping to get her to come on the show. But I actually got her book over there where she talks about this, and she names names. And she's not shy about it either. So
has she ever tried to bring charges?
I think there was some stuff that was done. I can't tell you how. I need to go back and look at it again because it's been a while since I looked at it. But hopefully I can get her to come on the show for a few minutes. She's an older lady now. She kind of wants to be left alone.
Yeah.
She's been doing these interviews and stuff for years. And the guy that actually saved her from the mind control stuff, she actually married him and they had a wonderful life together. It's a very fascinating story. But yeah, so this satanic ritual abuse, that is what's being shown in these Epstein files. While not everybody, while some people are just so narrow-minded and focused on Trump, they're missing everything else that is out there.
Yeah, but the people who should be on top of it, are they on top of it? You see what I'm saying? Like, what am I missing? Why are these people still walking this earth? They should be. They shouldn't be breathing right now. Why are they still breathing?
I get that. Do you know that? Okay, so we're gonna watch that video to help out with that. But did you know that there's also a thing in the files that talks about Biden being shot in 2019?
I've heard that before. You said that.
I've talked about that. I've talked about
in season 1, you mentioned that, and I told you I don't believe that.
Yeah, it's in the files.
Honest.
It's in the files. Somebody mentioned
in what files? In the Epstein files?
The Epstein files, yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to download those files. I'm gonna have to do it. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to do it because I don't understand.
If you're going to try to figure out how everything is playing out and what's going on, yeah, you need to look into this stuff because Isaac Cappy was telling us for years, but nobody wanted to listen to him.
And didn't he kill himself or something, or allegedly killed himself?
Allegedly jumped off of a bridge. Let me go here. Let me go back up here. I'm telling you, I looked up a lot of stuff. There's some things that. Here we go.
Special Epstein Island edition. That's right, folks. Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, the man with the island. Well, this is viciously close to Haiti. That's right. You see this man, Jeffrey Epstein, is funding lots of people. He's funding lots of people on the street to make sure his shit doesn't get out. That's right. They want the record sealed. And they're paying a lot of people. Epstein's paying a lot of people. Oh.
So yeah. So this has been exposed. It's been exposed for a long time. It's just finally the public is starting to figure it out.
Now the thing is, though, like, yeah, this is all exposed. We know about it, but like Ruby's saying, like, unless something is done, then it means nothing.
I agree. And like I said, there's going to be three more million files that are going to drop. So it's 10.
But they've had this, right? They've had this at their fingertips. Yeah. And they want the public to, they want to expose it. I get that. But they've had this information for how many decades before we even knew about this that's going on behind the scenes, and nothing has been done about it.
Yeah, this is why I have said several times that I believe there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than what we know. I know y'all don't want to believe that. I know people don't want to believe that. I get that. but to arrest people and think about it. 4 years ago, if the FBI would have raided Oprah Winfrey's house, do y'all think anybody would have thought that she was evil?
No,
probably not.
No.
So
but if it's true that they hurt children, like you said, if it's true that they hurt children and they have this evidence, then we don't really need to talk anymore about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to prove anything. We don't need to talk about it. They hurt children. Case closed. You got video evidence. You got testimony evidence. What more do you need? You need public outrage?
You need
Like,
the public has to know. The public has to know.
Well,
the
I mean,
public
like,
has to know.
If they did it, like, talk about what you just said with Oprah. Now imagine Oprah at her prime. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Most loved person on television. They would have spent it that she was a victim, that they set her up, they made it up just to try to destroy her because she's this powerful black woman. That's what it would have turned into.
Yep.
And nobody would have really believed it. But now they've done the play so many times and it's been exposed. I mean, we have the internet now. What's just the big gameplay, right? We can see the evidence. It doesn't go away. They got away with this for so long because, well, I mean, think about like anything like this. Whether you didn't have the evidence that was permanent, you would have to go to court. You have to go to records. You have to go to books. You'd have to figure out all these things. And now it's like right here. And if you're ignorant to this, it's because you choose to be ignorant.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay,
Ruby,
so-
let's go ahead and play that let's go ahead and do the feature video for tonight, that 13-minute video.
Because I'm dying here, like, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm with Ruby though. I think we should just start hanging in them.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, Barack, he bought all those nooses and they didn't get used. So,
like I said, me personally,
What?
I believe some have already been taken care of. Just
I
saying.
hope so.
I mean,
Okay, so let me see
something about
a
Biden, that came
theory.
out. Now, this video we're going to watch, this is a 13-minute video. We've played this guy before. He's really genuine, I believe. The vibe I get from him is sincere, and he's probably going to mention some things that folks may not agree with, and that's fine. But I find it to be very, very good. And I just wanted to have everybody watch this one tonight. And
So just a quick question. So do you think that Epstein that the death was faked so that they can squeeze more information or proof about logistics and like how he kept his system up for so long? And because that's the vibe I'm kind of getting. I mean, that's the only theory in my brain that could make sense out of all of this without freaking out, is that maybe he is alive and they're squeezing information out of him, and maybe that's what led to Diddy and like all this other stuff.
That's what I believe.
Yeah, that's what I believe too. Hey, can I say something really, really quick?
Yeah.
Because my wife got confused what I was talking about. So I didn't say that we should go and start hanging people. That's not what I was talking about. I was making a reference to Barack Obama during his presidency, that he bought a bunch of nooses.
Yeah.
Like an insanely amount. And this has been verified. And nobody knew what they were talking about. Just so you guys understand, I wasn't talking about hanging people. I was making a reference to items that he purchased on his administration.
Yeah. Yeah. The 30,000 guillotines.
Yeah, there was 30,000 guillotines that he purchased. So nobody knows.
Who ordered that?
Barack Obama.
I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I tell you, when they were going to be okay.
What?
Since we're talking about conspiracy stuff and controversial stuff, do you know when those were going to be employed?
No.
If they were able to lock down us for 10 years with COVID, that's when they would have been deployed.
To do what? What was the plan? I'm sorry. What was the plan? Who were they going to use that on?
Anybody that went against the narrative.
Did you hear or do you know about people when they were so what was happening is the post office were getting records of who was Republican.
Yeah.
And they were keeping a record of it. And this has been verified by 2 different post office people that I know when that took place. And they were doing that. And then if you can look it up, the media it came out that they were doing this, and they never explained why they were doing this. They were getting records of anyone who was voting Republican,
Yeah.
What?
and they
Remember,
were getting put into a database using the sticker system.
yeah. Remember, Ruby, when we were talking about the 16-year plan?
Yeah.
Okay. So the final 8 years was supposed to be the destruction of America. From 2016 to 2024, when Hillary Clinton was supposed to be their president,
Right.
that's when those guillotines would have been employed.
Wow.
They wanted America to lose the war. They wanted us to lose our Constitution and get rid of a lot of people here in America. That's what they wanted to do. That's why they wanted to lock people down for 10 years, saying, oh, well, we can't get a vaccine yet for 5-10 years, so that when it did come out, people would just be willy-nilly, oh, please, God, give it to me. Because I've been locked up for so long, just give it to me. And they would have willingly taken it, and they would have been gone too. That was their plan. And it has failed. That's good news.
Well, yes, absolutely.
Right.
It failed.
All right.
Thank you guys for letting me explain that.
Oh, absolutely, brother. Let's go ahead and play this. I'm going to slip outside for a second, grab a quick puff on the cigarette. Ruby, if you feel like you need to stop something along the way and discuss it amongst everybody, let's do that. I'll be back in a second while you play it.
Yeah, if anybody else wants me to pause, just, say something or anything, so I can pause it for you.
What I'm about to say is the exact opposite of everything you're hearing everywhere at this moment. I just hope that you want to give me a few minutes to listen, because this is very, very important. Most of us are being played in an unprecedented way. There is a mind control operation that has been unleashed that I've never seen in such vastness. It's indescribable. Hear me out. Don't judge too quickly. Just listen. And if you have a larger account, I ask you to consider sharing this after you watched it. So what we are seeing right now is a war, is a battle. There is an incredible attack on President Trump. And I call it an attack because what is going on is so unbelievably dishonest, so indescribably false, that it blows my mind that so many people fall for it hook, line, and sinker. It's incredible. So I want to just share a few facts, some basic facts, and then it's up to you to come to your own senses and to make your own judgment. You have to understand, dear people, that Donald J. Trump has always been part of the elites. He was born and raised in it. So it's very easy to circulate countless pictures of him amongst the elites. A lot of people, I'm talking many, many millions upon millions of people, are now seeing pictures of President Trump with teenage girls at parties amongst these elites, with, of course, Jeffrey Epstein, because he was part of that. He was part of those elites. That is the exact reason why he was and is the perfect person to take them down, because he has seen their crimes from up close. He has witnessed them. He was present. He knows better than anybody else what was happening. I want to show you some facts that will reveal that Donald J. Trump is the only one at such a high position who decided to step away from all that evil and to put an end to it. Donald Trump was the only one, the only high-profile celebrity elite leader in the world who publicly stepped away from Jeffrey Epstein. He banned him in 2012 from Mar-a-Lago. He openly denounced Jeffrey Epstein and forbid him to ever come on his properties again. This is a historic fact that anybody can check. please do your homework. In 2015, President Trump openly exposed the Epstein Island and revealed how Bill Clinton was in big problems because he was a regular visitor of Epstein Island.
Bill Clinton. Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool.
Now you have to ask yourself, why is the internet blowing up against President Trump and not against Bill Gates, not against Bill Clinton, not against those people who are a very central core of the satanic elites? It is President Trump who exposed Jeffrey Epstein. We all know by now, and if you don't know, then it's time that you are caught up. But we all know by now that President Trump is Q+. He has posted hundreds, in total, more than 1,000 posts that connect him to Q. It is the Q operation that in 2017 and 2018 told millions of patriots and freedom fighters and truth tellers around the world about Jeffrey Epstein. Almost 70, the exact number is, I believe, 69 posts by this military intelligence operation to save humanity from these evil monsters. 69 posts have been dedicated to Jeffrey Epstein. They are the ones who told the world about the torture chambers, about the satanic rituals, about the kidnappings, about the sexual compromising, blackmailing of the US government through Epstein. President Trump is one of the founders of the Q operation. That's why he's called Q+, and he has made several posts online where he signed with Q+. If you doubt this, then you can see the evidence for yourself in this post. President Trump was part of the satanic elites. He had clubs where they all attended, but he decided to step away from it. I can tell you guys, nobody in the world, nobody in the whole world, nobody in history has done so much to end these child abuse practices, these child ritual abuse and ritual sacrifice networks in the whole world than President Trump. He signed an executive order to seize all the assets of anyone who was involved in human trafficking and crimes against humanity. This includes child trafficking. President Trump knows better than anybody else that the abuse of children, the torture, the murder, and the sacrificing of children to Satan, to Moloch, to demons, is the lifeblood of the satanic elites. It's the common theme of the elites. President Trump has signed an executive order to end all child trafficking. He's the one who confirmed to the world that Pizzagate is real. He's the one who asked through the Q operation. He asked all the patriots around the world in dozens of messages on the Q platform to share the information about Epstein with humanity. One of the messages of Q was, "You are the media now." Q instructed the good people to...
Okay, just really quickly, just want to pause it there because I totally agree with what he's saying, right? Mm-hmm. If that is true, then why is Trump so visibly dismissive, or like how he recently didn't want to get into it when people were asking him about the Epstein stuff? And this was recent. So I just want to ask your opinion about it.
Just my opinion, like I've said before, Trump has to play neutral. He has to play aloof. He has to, it can't look like this information is coming from him. He's got to play a part.
Okay.
Break the stranglehold of the mainstream news media on humanity. It was the news media who always silenced everyone who talked about these things. Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Reddit and all the platforms, YouTube, they canceled tens of thousands of accounts of people who were exposing Pizzagate. The news media and all these big names that you now see on the internet that are now accusing President Trump, they are the very ones who silenced the truth about this. They are the ones who tried to destroy President Trump. Let me ask you a question. If there was true dirt on President Trump, if he was truly complicit in child abuse, would they not have come forth with that years ago when they were trying everything to stop him?
Yeah. Actually, I thought there was a very interesting email between Epstein and Michael Wolff. And Michael Wolff says to Epstein, if you have anything juicy about Trump to change the narrative, this was back, I believe, in the first term, now would be the time to do it because Epstein was coming under fire. If Epstein had something juicy, he would have loved to change the narrative and reveal it. And I would note that all of the claims that you made in the intro were, as you mentioned, from unverified sources. They were looked into and those complainants were deemed not credible. And there were multiple incidents with those folks involving police and psychiatric evaluations. So look, I think if anything, this shows that Epstein didn't have anything that damning where he would have released it. And again, if Biden, who his DOJ did everything they could to put him in jail for 4 years, if they'd had any inkling or any tidbit that was damning, I think we would know that by now.
Then why?
Let me tell you, dear people, the only reason why you are now seeing such an all-out attack on Trump, the only reason is because he is the one going after the predators. He stopped the Biden operation that caused 400,000, imagine the number, please, 400,000 children who disappeared at the border. And Trump has already found 100,000 of them back. Mm-hmm. He ended it. Trump is going after the deep state worldwide. He's ending their satanic rule all around the world. You know, all these mentions in the Epstein files about President Trump doing this and that, years ago, they have already been debunked because there was no evidence for them. It does not mean because there's an accusation or an allegation in these Epstein files that it's true. We have to be a little wiser, people. It doesn't mean because somebody's name is in these files that they raped children. What these files show is that Epstein was incredibly afraid of Trump, that he hated Trump, and that Trump banned him from Mar-a-Lago, and that Trump never visited the island. And you know, I'm not going to say that Trump's past is completely clean. I don't know what happened in his younger years. I do know that at some point he made a decision to stop whatever was wrong and turn against it. He left it and he became their worst enemy. It is therefore President Trump who not only exposed Epstein, who not only asked the patriots to reveal these crimes to humanity, it is President Trump who had Epstein arrested. President Trump ended this whole operation of sexually blackmailing influential people, which Israel was doing through Epstein. Trump ended it. Julian Assange publicly said that there is no dirt on Donald Trump. He said he's the only one who's clear. There's no dirt on him.
You know, some people have asked us, when will you release information on Donald Trump? And of course, we're very interested in all countries to reveal the truth about different candidates so people can understand. But it's really hard for us to release anything worse than what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth every second day. I mean, it's part of his charismatic appeal that he speaks off the cuff.
What you do have is people who are psychiatric, who are mentally ill, who have a lot of records with the police, and they have come up with false stories. And those are in the Epstein files. But these stories have, I mean, the enemies of Trump have already tried to destroy Trump through these stories, but every court looking into them saw they were invalid. There was no evidence, no proof. And this is basic methodology of Satanism. Switch blame. Accuse the other of what you are doing so that you would go free and the innocent would be blamed. Please stop falling for it. And again, please share this video. It's all I can do. Ask the people to be honest, look at the real facts of President Trump, and stop being such a puppet who can be so easily mind controlled. Thank you.
That was very good.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to share it tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I agree with you.
Thank you.
It creates a different picture of what we really need to be looking at. And so this is why I don't get involved in debates with people personally about Trump and stuff. I just don't do it anymore, because there's just so much more at stake here that than people even realize. We're talking about children's lives, children's futures, the families that have been affected because their kids have been kidnapped, tortured, raped, killed, whatever, and you got to think about how did the deep state procure all these children? Well, look at what happened in Haiti. They used organizations like the Red Cross to get these kids to come, get these kids. They used the immigration stuff. Do you know that there was a hotline that was created for these illegal immigrant children, I guess you could say, that if they had a problem with the sponsor that they were turned over to in the United States, that if they had a problem, they could call this hotline. And I think, if I'm correct, there were over 65,000 calls that went unanswered.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Ooh.
I'm gonna fact check myself in real time here. Let me go check it real quick. Y'all can say something else quick.
How do you feel, Bo, about what was said?
It's 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, working with these victims and their testimonies and being around those monsters, is crazy as it sounds, what you're seeing, people don't understand how organized they are. They don't realize that. I mean, let's just a super small example. Jimmy, myself, right? We're just normal everyday people. They shut down our accounts. They hacked our phones. Like, we've had so many things happen, and we're just everyday normal people. So if they're doing this shit to us, can you imagine what they're doing to people that could actually harm them? That's what you should be thinking about.
Yeah, here's the.
Well, I agree on that.
I went ahead and fact checked myself real quick, guys. Based on testimony and reports presented to the House Committee on Homeland Security in July of 2025, a hotline established for unaccompanied migrant children to report safety concerns failed to answer approximately 65,000 calls between August 23 and January 2025. The purpose was designed for unaccompanied minors who entered the U.S. to report issues with their sponsors, including safety concerns, abuse, and neglect. Reports indicate the unanswered calls involved complaints ranging from improper food to serious allegations of abuse, including instances of sexual assault and trafficking.
Yeah. When I was at the police station and I was doing testimony, one of the things, I was sitting there and one of the detectives came in and he was talking to like a secretary or somebody. I don't even know who it was. And they were just having a conversation. I just happened to hear it. And he was saying, oh, yeah, you have no idea how many of these cases we get. He goes, I can't remember. I think it was Phoenix. He said, yeah, in Phoenix alone, every year, and he was talking about child abuse cases. And he was talking about beaten and then the really bad stuff, too. And he said something like that they get like 10 or 20,000 a year.
Yeah.
And that's just in Phoenix alone. So it goes to tell you that this problem is absolutely rampant. Like, there's no way to describe it. Like, it's worse than you ever thought. And when people act like this isn't true because they don't like it, because, I mean, you think about this, how uncomfortable do you feel hearing that all the people that run our lives are monsters?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. People don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
But, you know, we say all the time, you know, come overdose with red pills with us every Tuesday night, because it's out there. It's out there. And you know, the dude was right. I actually went and looked at the keyboard and I typed in Epstein, and there was tons of drops about Epstein in 2020. That's why I knew about it. That's why I knew about it.
Do you think that Trump is actually Q?
I do not think he's Q. I do believe he's Q plus.
Yeah.
And again, for those that don't know, there's, according to the Post, that there's only less than 10 that know the operation. Trump is one of them. And you can see whenever he's done his rallies or whatever, or some of his speeches, he'll go like this.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, though. Okay, so this is the problem. This is already his second time in office. Yeah, I don't think he has any more after this. So it's like this should be the time where the things are revealed, and then, you know, another press conference saying so and so has been arrested and indicted or convicted, or you know what I'm saying? Like this is no time to be wasting.
I agree with you, Ruby, but you got to think, you know, the strategy here, and we talked before about not having full control over the judicial system in this country right now. Yes, we've got the executive branch, but we got some inroads on the legislation branch, but the judicial branch needs to come under control, under the Republic's control. And that can't happen until the midterms take place, because that's when you can impeach these judges. If you get true patriots in the House and the Senate, then you can vote to impeach these folks, or appoint the federal judges that Trump has put out there that Congress is stalling on and not appointing them.
Yep.
But it doesn't make him look any better. He's publicly attacking somebody like Macy, who was in favor of revealing Epstein, things, and he's put out bills, and he's brought awareness to it. It doesn't make him look good when he's putting somebody like that down. This is what doesn't make sense to me.
I understand.
I agree with you, Jimmy, on your words that you just gave. I agree.
Yeah, and we're still in the middle of this war. It's still going on. It's not over yet. But I will say that I do see a light at the end of the tunnel on this stuff. And there's going to be more stuff dropped out. There's going to be more stuff. Cuba's on deck. Iran's on deck. California's on deck. The election of 2020. I mean, I saw, where did I see that at? Did I post? Let me see if I post. This is funny. Let me find it first before I share anything with you guys. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves and I'll find something. Let me see. This is funny.
So why would he, I'm sorry, bringing it back, why would he publicly be against Macy, somebody who has been outspoken about the Epstein stuff, and he's literally putting the guy down, and we're in the same party and everything? Why? I don't understand. Wouldn't he want Macy a part of his team to expose this stuff if he really is this Q plus?
So from what I believe and what I see is, let me see. Okay, there it is. Okay, there's that one. Okay, I found it. This is what I believe from the pattern that I've seen. When Trump goes after somebody, he's usually putting them in the spotlight for a reason.
Right.
We may not understand the reason yet. We may not know why he's doing it. But it's kind of like, in the video we saw with the guy talking, Trump said something about Clinton years ago. Oh, yeah, he might have some big problems come up with that island. and he was right.
Yeah.
So he put, and back then people would be like, well, why is Trump saying Bill Clinton went to an island? Da, 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 da. So I don't know how this is going to play out with Matt. I don't like the guy. My views could change on him, but there's some things about him I don't like.
I'm just confused because you see with the Clinton comment, you can actually dig into it and be like, oh, okay, maybe this is why. But when he does it to Macy, I cannot, maybe it's not that obvious. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't know what it is, because to me, it seems like there's no good reason for it. If it is to put a spotlight, then
Maybe
show me, what is it? What is it that
he's compromised and we don't know? I'm just a theory. Like maybe he was a good guy, and then they did something or got something or scared him somehow, and he got compromised and is no longer a good asset. And Trump is like, hey, he's scared, he's given in, he's not good, and boom.
Possible.
I mean, that's the only thing that I would think, or it's just fake and he's just a show.
Yeah, it could be that too.
Okay, yeah.
And also,
I mean, they are all
I'm sorry, go ahead. And you have to take into consideration, Trump's not stupid, and we're talking about very, very powerful, wealthy, elite people, and international. It's not just here in the U.S. This is an international web of demonic pedophiles.
Yep.
Trump has to be very careful when he goes and gets these people. He's not stupid. We don't know what he's doing behind closed doors. Don't forget the Clintons killed 51 people that were turning them in. And I also think that maybe the Clintons did something to Epstein. We don't know. But I think Trump knows. But look at the guy from the football team. What does he have to lose when he gets exposed? His family, his business, his wealth. These people got a lot to lose. I'm not making excuses for them.
You're right, though.
But they've got a lot to lose. And we're not talking about people with millions. We're talking billionaires in this world.
Yep.
And they've got power, money. LBJ, watch this documentary. He murdered his own sister because she knew too much. He had her killed. She went to his New Year's Eve party, and then 4 hours later, she gets shot 4 times by his hitman, and he's killed several people. And you watch the documentary with him when he got sworn in after JFK was assassinated. He's smirked, and he's winked. The guy across from him winks at him, and he's got a smirk. And then he went and laid in JFK's bed the same night on the plane. You got to watch this documentary. LBJ was ruthless.
Oh, he was horrible. He was evil. He was evil.
And all these other presidents, Bush Sr., if you want to see something that's going to horrify you, Bush Sr., look up Mothers of Darkness. It's in the Chateau d'Amour in Belgium. It's a Gothic castle which was used for sacrificing children. And guess who visited there a few times? Bush Sr., who also was involved in the Bohemian, wherever that place is in California. So he referenced this. He referenced words called 1,000 Points of Light. You know what that was referencing to? The castle, the Chateau Castle in Belgium. And you know who was sitting across the aisle and knew what he was saying? Was Trump. Because Trump had a big smirk on his face. And he said this at his inauguration. He had the nerve to reference 1,000 Points of Light. And he said it 3 other times at other speeches he gave. So watch that documentary on the Chateau what's it called? Amore. And you'll be shocked when you find out about Bush. And Kathy O'Brien will elaborate what I just said.
Oh yeah, I'm going to try to get her. I'm still going to try to get her on here.
Yeah, please. I love her. She's great.
That would be great if I could.
Yeah, just a quick welcome to Julian. Please share with us.
Sorry, I'm this is
welcome on.
Go ahead, Julian.
He's not saying anything.
Okay.
Oh no, we lost him.
To be scaring him away.
Hey Ruby, go ahead and I guess maybe get on tap or get prepared for our outro song for this evening. We're going. I thought about it when I was outside. I was like, oh, I gotta find a song for tonight. So when
Oh
you
wait,
go to
can I just say something? Are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys are you watching the Super Bowl?
no,
No,
No?
never
No.
again. I'm never watching sports ever again, especially this
No.
whole Bad Bunny stuff. It is disgusting, and everybody should
Oh.
boycott it. Honestly,
Dallas. Oh, I was watching because the Patriots are playing, but I'm not watching the halftime. I'm going to watch Kid Rock's halftime show. Kid
Do you
Rock's doing a
know-
halftime.
Do you know? Hold on, let me get it here for you.
Go ahead.
Super.
and especially with the whole turning point stuff, a lot of stuff Candace has been talking about with Erica Kirk. I am even getting more disgusted about Erica Kirk and more suspicious of
I can
her
see that.
her origins, everything. I think she's fake. She's an actor, and she was Charlie's handler, and I think everything was fake from the very
Well,
beginning.
bring
The
her up
marriage, kids,
next
everything.
week. Bring her
So-
up next week.
So I'm gonna show you guys this. So when Bo ends up talking about his subject that he wants to bring up about the occult stuff, look at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Superb owl.
What's
You
that
see it?
mean? Yeah. I don't know.
Superb. Just take a picture. Take a screenshot of this.
I see it. Super owl.
Superb owl. Just remember that.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that
writing
when Bo knows where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
don't
I
you?
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
bad?
Just so, I'm not gonna say it. You're gonna have to wait, guys. But just so you know,
Yeah.
the thing that he's mentioning, I know what he's talking about. I know what deity that it's being referenced to. Now, the special thing is though that deity that he knows. I know that he knows what it is.
Uh-oh.
There is another origin story to that deity that's even older.
Yep.
For the
And
Super
it goes
Bowl?
back to Babylonian time.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, I'm sick of it. This is why I don't
Everything's
music no
going to the
more. I don't
demons.
watch sports anymore. Nothing.
Another
Jeez.
thing about the Super Bowl is it's known to be one of the largest child trafficking, human trafficking events of the year.
What?
Look that up.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
I gotta go to a party too Sunday.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I won't watch it. I won't watch it.
Oh
So,
boy.
but
Oh, boy.
yeah, I like where JG said Bo has a mischievous smile.
I said that to you last week.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
help
Steve,
it.
we need another. We need
Well, I
another.
can't wait for the explanation because I feel like what more? What could be worse? You know what I'm saying? Like what more can we find out? Or
Ruby.
Oh no!
Be careful what you ask for.
Is anything
it's-
sacred?
Yeah,
Jeez.
why they do it's not here. You know they're doing it, and then when I do my presentation, you'll understand why they're doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
But I want to know the only why question I want to know is why they still alive. I don't care about anything else. I want to know that they're either dead and gone or gone. You know what I'm saying? Like why is this still a discussion? Why hasn't the
This
and
is
I know
so-
you think that the military is going to take over,
I
but
don't
why
know.
haven't they done it already?
This is.
I wish
so
I could answer. I can't. I don't have an answer.
I have a little bit of an answer for
Whose
that.
world is this?
This thing is so massive
Yes.
and worldwide that people have got to know what's going on
Yep.
so that when accountability and justice are taking place, the public will be ready to accept it.
I hope so.
Yeah. When it does come out, if and I'm not saying it will, but if all this stuff does leak and it becomes like the truth, like we know the truth is, you understand, like it's gonna be war.
It's going to break.
As it should. Like yes.
Yeah. Well,
yes,
I'm just
it should
saying, like,
be.
if it does, and it would lead to like straight up war, because I mean, if you think about it, if we go one way, these other countries go the other way. Do you think that we're gonna have the peace that we have now, knowing
No.
that this is what they do? I mean, be honest. Let's imagine that Jimmy's president, Ruby's vice president, and then I'm over the military. How do you think that would work out?
I think we could do it overnight, honestly. Just like we did Venezuela, we could do that overnight and everywhere.
And see,
people
the
in the middle of
problem
the night.
is
It's not
is
that
it makes-
hard.
I understand your feeling, but the reality is a lot of these people that do these stuff, they
Yeah.
have nuclear weapons. and they do that to children, do you think they care about anyone else?
Of course not.
One thing that I look at that gives me hope of this is because, yes, we are in a war. But if you listen to Sun Tzu and The Art of War, one of the phrases in there is, you do not start a war unless you know you can win it. Yeah. And that is something that Trump has said before, you know, in relation to the Iraq situation, the Afghanistan. He's made comments that, hey, you really shouldn't start a war unless you know you're going to win it.
Yeah, that's right. He did say it.
And so I believe Trump knows, and the administration and those that are, you know, the other people that are working with him, not just in the United States, but worldwide, they know they've won this war. And they're already prepping for celebrations for that and stuff. There's going to be the ARC in DC.
Trump already has 4 years under his belt, and I haven't seen anything major. That's my problem.
The first 4 years was to get everything set up, to try to, you know, reverse everything that the New World Order was doing. That was the first 4 years. Get the plan going, get everything, start waking people up, because that's when people started really waking up, was in that first term. Then the second situation, or Biden's residency, that was to expose what the deep state's plan was, what they were going to do. The second term, he's had a little bit more time. Let me share something with you. He's had a little bit more time to know who's on the team and who's willing to play ball with this. Let me go here.
Well, Jesse just joined, so hi, Jesse.
Jesse.
Hang on, let me play this real quick for you guys.
Yeah,
I gotta go to bed. Say hi to Jesse.
Thank you, Gail, for joining, though.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks
a
million.
Thank you, Gail.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, good night. I'm sorry. Good night.
Good night.
Gail, take care now.
Yeah, I will. If I can sleep now.
What's happening is the largest RICO case in history. Everything's being done by the book, including the Law of War Manual. Corrupt people in the United States aren't the only targets. The cabal's network is worldwide. Right now we're in the exposure phase. Everything has to be shown to the people, and patriots need to clean house. Things aren't going to happen overnight. We have to go through the process. That way when the dominoes start falling, they won't have a way out. No technicalities, no loopholes, and no one to pay off. Trump has had 9 years to figure out who the patriots are, and who he wanted on his team. Those are the people he put into position. Just because you can't see what's happening in the background, doesn't mean nothing is happening.
All right. Well, Jesse is here, and Steam says call ICE. Jesse is here. So Jesse, please unmute yourself. Let us know, how are you feeling tonight? How's it going?
Hey, I feel a lot of love for you guys. May the spirit of our Father be with you guys always. And I think you guys should be blessed by our Father, because you guys are doing great work.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
I got nothing to give. I just want to listen.
That's what I'm doing tonight, because I'm stumped. Like, every single time we get on this subject, I'm like, why are we still talking about it? Like, this should have been already done since maybe before I was born. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we still here? And if we were a serious country, we would be murking these people already. Why are they still breathing?
Are they?
Hey, I love it.
See, that's where you get that from. And I hate that, because it's like, where do you get that from? It's like, we should see it as like clear as day. We should see the trials. We should see it on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, this should be like how we did Anthony. You know what I'm saying? It should be
I was on the radio this morning with this week with the conservative radio talk show in our town. And I was talking to ChatGPT, running some dates by them. And I remember in 1976, sitting at the railroad station, 310 to Yuma. I remember I told my mom and dad, hey, I begged them, take me to the Southern Pacific Railroad because the Freedom Train is here. And ChatGPT told me, yeah, you were there January 22nd, 1976. And I told him, yeah, I remember it was drizzling. It was drizzling. It was cold. I remember being on a conveyor belt. Told me, yeah, it was 23 trains. But you know, when I was a little kid, I saw the Constitution. I saw Paul Revere. I saw all this stuff that I don't remember. Guess what's the only thing I remember imagine a 7-year-old little boy, and I loved America so much. I begged my mom and dad, and it was my little brother's birthday, his 5th birthday, my little brother Gilbert. And he didn't go. My mom and dad took me. They left Gilbert at home with my other siblings. And probably because we were poor Mexicans, we probably didn't have a lot of money to buy everybody in the family a ticket. It was just me, my mom, and my dad. And I begged them to take me. But guess what I remember, Ruby? Guess what I remember?
What?
Now, who is the greatest basketball player of all time? Who's the greatest sportsman? Muhammad Ali, the greatest sportsman. But back then, I saw this sign, and I remember. Now, remember, I'm a Mexican kid, so we're not known for being big anywhere, you know. Okay, and it said the greatest basketball player ever, and it was Will Chamberlain's shoe. Will Chamberlain. So when I hear Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James are the greatest, I can't, because in 1976 on the Freedom Train, I read that Will Chamberlain was the greatest basketball player of all time. So in my sorry head, I think Will Chamberlain is the best. And so I remember all the kids in school, we all sang, "My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing, land where our fathers died, land of the Pilgrims' pride." And everybody loved America in Yuma. Everybody loved America. And now I see the kids out there protesting and drawing American flags. But when I was a little boy in 76, nobody had nothing but an American flag. And so how do we get back to that love that we once... Remember in the book of Revelations, Jesus says, "I have this against you, that you lost the love that you once had."
Right.
We have to get back to love. I know we're imperfect. I know we were slaveholders. I know we robbed the land from the Indians. I know. But I also know that a lot of people came here to build a more perfect union. And there is a lot of love in those words.
There's something you just said there, and I appreciate that, Jesse. Ruby, did you hear what Billie Eilish? I know this is going.
Yeah. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of it. I don't care no more. I'm done with it.
We can touch on that because her biggest thing, and I'll just say this real quickly. Her biggest thing was, no one's illegal on stolen land.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say this because I've been looking into this. How much money did the United States pay to buy Louisiana Purchase? How much money did they pay? How much money? I'm just rhetorical. How much money did they pay for Alaska? How much money did they give Spain for Florida? How much money did they give Mexico for California and Texas? And a lot of that land was purchased. Okay, it was purchased. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
So if it was purchased, how's it stolen?
And you forgot Yuma. We were in the Gadsden Purchase, the last purchase.
Yep, absolutely. Now, if you want to go back a little bit further, you think about all the tribes that were here before the Europeans. These native tribes, they had to survive. It was survival of the fittest. And so you have one tribe conquering another tribe, taking their land.
Right.
And that happened all the time. And this isn't just a North American thing. This is a worldwide thing all over the place, where the lands we see today were not what they were 3,000 years ago. There's been conquer and conquest all this time. So why is it just America is the one that's on stolen land when it was purchased?
Because white people stole it. That's why.
Well, that's the narrative.
It's a Christian country. It's mostly Christian population.
So
and they hate that.
It's only a problem if you're Christian.
Exactly. So my biggest thing is you can't steal something if you paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't believe that. So
well, that's their freaking problem then, because they need to do a little bit
I like
more.
how they talk about Indians, like they try to make it sound like Indians, like my people were just this super simple farming people. Like
No.
our Indian tribes, like we were brutal warriors. I
Yeah.
don't care what white people want to say, and I know that like blonde hair, blue eyes. It sounds weird me saying this stuff, but like.
But Bo, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Why were the Hopis and the Navajos and the Cocopas and the Apaches, why were they here before the Spanish? Us. Why were they here before the Spanish? Scientifically proven.
Because I think, me personally, I think they came from somewhere in Asia and crossed over the Bering Strait and came down to the North American continent a long time ago.
Close. They made reservations.
Jesus.
I was expecting like a real scientific answer. And I was like,
You're
what
all
he's
being
saying
all
is right.
serious, and he throws that in.
Don't you guys know anything about America?
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Well, I think that'd be a good spot to wrap up this evening, guys.
Yeah.
It's
This
getting
was
late.
a great time.
So anybody in the chat have any last quick questions or whatever while we're looking at that? Dallas, do you have any final thoughts for the show?
About Oprah, I know I don't like her, and I never did because I thought she was. I think she's a shady fraud right there. I do, and certain ones. There's certain ones I like, certain ones I don't. She's shady fraud, and it's money at her God right there more than anything else.
Yeah,
and I like what Gilbert said about loving our country and how he loved this country growing up.
Yeah. You're going to hear a lot more about Oprah too. If you want to know more about Oprah, go research what Isaac Cappy said about Oprah. Jesse, any final words for this evening?
Yeah, I just want to share with you. I think a lot of us American immigrants are like Minaj. What's that girl's name? Ruby Minaj.
Oh my God, Nicki Minaj.
yeah,
And she is not the one to be talking. And this is why I hate celebrities getting in the mix of things. I think she's a huge distraction, very hypocritical. When her own husband is like was charged with like pedophilia. So I don't know why she is anywhere near Trump right now. This is
right.
I'm confused.
But let me just share this.
Not
from that angle. Not from that angle. But from the angle of loving our country. I believe that the immigrants of all people, close to what you just said, we have a responsibility to talk about our responsibilities instead of our rights. For example, Ilhan Omar, she's always talking about her rights. But what about our love of country? John F. Kennedy says, ask not what your country could do for you, ask what you. And that's what I think we have to do in our 250th birthday.
Yeah, but this is not her country, okay? And then the ones that are a part of their country, they hate their own country. There is no nationalism. We need to bring back nationalism.
A love of the nation. A love of the nation. And you know what? Let me just throw one last thing about the love of the nation. And I was talking to ChatGPT about it, and I was throwing, because lately my brother Gilbert's turned to shit. I don't know why. I don't know if he has heard, but he doesn't like to talk. But I was talking to ChatGPT about the love of nation. For example, our libertarian brothers believe in open borders, and our Democrat brothers believe in open borders, which is fine. We can debate that. But then they start talking about Christianity and God. Sometimes they invoke God. But God made the nations in the fall of Babylon. And then Jesus made the apostle to the nations so in the biblical sense, in a Christian sense, there is no evidence showing that our Father who dwelleth in heaven hates the nations. And it was a miracle. It was a miracle. The American experiment in self-government is a miracle. It's a beautiful story. about how people come from all languages, from Spain, from Great Britain, from Mexico, and we come to this land of the free, home of the brave, where I am king. I am not a serf. And that is unique to the to the human experience. We are king. And Jesus says the kingdom is within you. And that is the beauty of the American experience. So I'm so happy that we're fighting. I want to fight every day against our Democrat brothers because it's a beautiful time to be alive. It's a great debate. In the United States, we are king. The spirit of independence lives on.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I do agree, and right on, DSC.
Bo?
Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, I gotta go. I just want to tell you guys, look up inequities. There's my little secret word for the end of the night.
Inequities?
Inequities.
All right. Appreciate you being on, Bo. Thank you.
Love having you on, Bo.
I gotta go, but I'll be listening to your song, just so you know.
Yeah.
Good night, Bo, and take care now, Bo. Take care.
Go ahead and cue
What
that
about
up.
you, Jimmy? What about you, Jimmy?
What about me? I'm getting ready to go.
No, you want to say one last thing.
Yeah, I'm going to say one last thing, but I want to get Ruby to go ahead and cue up that song.
Yeah, what is it?
It's the one, Never Again Means Now.
Got it.
Okay. All right. So my last thoughts for tonight's show. I know the information that we shared, a lot of it's uncomfortable. A lot of folks don't want to believe it. They just want to continually follow the mainstream narrative and the propaganda that they're being fed. I'm asking you folks, please open your minds. When anything comes to me that I disagree with or I don't believe, instead of just popping off and accepting what's being fed to me now, I do dig and look at things and use my critical thinking skills. So for someone to say that, he should have just stayed in the Kingdom Hall, he should have stayed a Jehovah's Witness. You know what? F you. F you. Because at least I have the ability to look at stuff, research. If I'm wrong about something, I'll say I'm wrong. I have no problem with that. I don't care about being wrong if I'm proven to be that way. But I do have hope in this country. I do have hope for the world. I do think we are going to see a lot more shit, where that's definitely going to happen. But when I said there needs to be scare events, yeah, that's absolutely coming. We don't know exactly what it's going to be, but what we will do here is try to bring you good information, try to give you resources to where you can go look and do research on your own. Don't accept anything I say. Follow up, fact check me. So, but yeah, I saw somebody say that we're going to have to, this show probably needs several parts. Yeah. And I'll tell you, it's going to get uncomfortable. And if you want a preview for that, you need to go watch Out of Shadows. You can find it on Rumble. So
Out of Shadows?
What is that?
I tell you what, let me see real quick if I can find a trailer.
I think I saw something on. Yeah, I'm gonna check my bookmarks to see if it was on X.
Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen with you guys. I got a trailer.
No, I got the documentary on X. I bookmarked it.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
You sent it to me?
Yeah, I've sent it to you before. Here's this. All right, here's a minute 11 of the Out of Shadows trailer.
Okay, go ahead.
Guys, come ahead. Try to have a safe one, everybody.
Picking up speed. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
Past 28 years, I've probably had one of the coolest jobs in the world.
U.S. intelligence was using motion pictures to alter the thinking of Americans in the United States.
There's a very small group of people that influence all the companies that we watch.
Exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Just disconnect for 5 minutes to figure out What if I've been lied to? What if?
So that, like I said, that's just a teaser, but it gets really deep.
Oh, I'm definitely watching that tonight. If anybody wants to watch that and you are on X, I can retweet it and it'll be right there. Like, find it, share it.
Everybody needs to watch it.
I can't even believe I had it in my bookmark because I don't remember you sending that to me. I literally bookmarked that last week.
Jimmy, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Quick question. I remember Rush Limbaugh talking about this about 30 years ago. That specific thing right there, where all the talking heads. I remember me, my little brother Gilbert, and I don't know how we stayed Jehovah's Witnesses for so long. But anyways, do you? I always thought they killed Rush Limbaugh, that they gave him cancer. Am I whack to think that way?
Everything is on the table.
Yup, I'll believe it.
Everything is on the table. It's a very good possibility. Once you get to the point in the waking up process to where you go ahead and accept that everything you were taught was a lie. Just go ahead and accept it, and then prove to yourself what is true by looking at true facts and information and not propaganda. You know, so yeah, once I got to that point where I was like, yeah, everything I've ever been told was a lie. And then the other one was keep an open mind, leave everything on the table. That's like with Trump. If it's proven without a doubt to me with facts, evidence, and no hidden things that Trump is an evil bastard, then I will turn against him. I will call for his arrest, his whatever else needs to be done. If that's the case, I have no problem saying that.
Yes, we always say that as Christians. We always say, if the end of the system is coming, if the end of the world is coming, if Armageddon is coming or Great Tribulation, hallelujah. But until that day, we accept things for truth.
Yeah.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
But let's accept truth.
Right.
But I really enjoyed the show. Thank you for everybody in the live chat this evening. You guys were great. If you enjoyed the show, share us. You know, we want people to see the information. We really want to help people out. And I guess, Ruby, you tell your last comments and then we'll go into the outro for tonight. Never again means now. So that's what we're on tonight.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm still struggling with the idea. I just want to see the outcome. So I'm going to just stick around until something happens. Wake me up when something happens because I am tired of just talking about it, honestly.
I get you.
All right. So good night, everybody, to the chat.
Everybody.
Thank you for joining the panel. Gail, Matthew joined us. Julian joined us. But he wasn't able to say anything. So next time, try to definitely come on, Julian. But thank you so much for joining. All right. I'm going to play this song. I've never heard it before. So thank you to Jimmy. He made this song. And we're going to listen together. Good night, everybody. See you next week. Good night.
Yo.
Brother from brother, told us it was for our safety, one people against another. Now the camera's on every corner, they're watching what we say, century, but we won't look away. The ministry of truth rewrites what we're allowed to know. Like the book burnings in the squares decades ago. They promised us security if we surrender what we own. But history keeps screaming, we've seen this terror sown. Can you hear the echoes calling from the past? Every generation swore this time would be the last. But the pattern keeps repeating if we close our eyes and sleep. The cost of our compliance cuts 1,000 miles deep. We're breaking the chains, tearing down the walls, standing together when the hammer falls. They can silence one voice, but they can't stop the sound of 1,000,000 hearts beating, shaking the ground. No more control, no more divide. We're taking back tomorrow, unified. Unified. Stage files stacked to the ceiling, neighbors reporting neighbors' crimes. Now it's algorithms sorting who gets flagged for crossing lines. Social credit scores replacing what used to be called trust. The machinery of power grinding freedom into dust. Oh, never taught us never again, never look away. But complacency's a poison that we're drinking every day. They package up compliance in the language of the kind, but conformity is prison for the body and the mind. Can you hear the echoes calling from the past? Every empire built on lies was never meant to last. From Tiananmen to Birmingham, the people paid the cost. But every chain that's ever forced was eventually lost. We're breaking the chains, tearing down the walls, standing together when the hammer falls. They can silence one voice, but they can't stop the sound of 1,000,000 hearts beating, shaking the ground. No more control, no more divide. We're taking back tomorrow, unified. Unified. This is how we overcome. We question everything. Seek truth, not comfort. We stand with our neighbors, not against them. We remember what was lost when good people stayed silent. We build communities they cannot infiltrate. We teach our children to think, not to obey. We draw the line and say, not here, not now, not ever again. We're breaking the chains, tearing down the walls, standing together when the hammer falls. From the gulag to the ghetto, from the camps to the streets, every soul that stood defiant planted freedom seeds. No more control, no more divide. We're taking back tomorrow, unified. The power was always ours, they just made us forget. But history's on the side of those who rise against the threat. We're breaking the chains, we're tearing down the walls. Together we stand, we will never fall.